What's up, party people? Nilly here, and we're looking into a best of 7, the Viper against DauT, and it will be played in KBAC's Arabia Cup. We'll have a best of 7. Each player has 2 restarts. It's always a random tips, and there's one special twist. If you take a restart, your enemy can veto your restart. Everyone has 2 restarts and 1 veto. It's a tournament sponsored and organized by KBAC, so I'm not streaming this live. This is only for YouTube. And he will be the main caster, so I will take one or more of the backseat approach here. We will see about that. I still feel like this could be a great series. I would want to give him all the exposure, and we will keep this for YouTube. For now, I still hope you enjoyed. I'll unmute myself, not 100% sure how smooth we will jump into game number 1 now, but I hope this should be a great series. And we are muting ourselves.
You get a new Civ. We're launching right now, so Nilly will jump in whenever he's ready. Nilly, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Perfect timing.
Oh man, you are the best. Okay, guys. Well, let's just jump right into it. Game number 1 of the KBAC Arabia Cup final between the Viper and DauT. I'm Killer B. It's been a great tournament so far, and it's a pleasure to be joined now by Mr. Nilly AoE. Thanks, dude, for coming in for the finals here.
Oh god, it is a pleasure, my friend. And Gods Against Burmese, restart and veto coming?
Indeed, right away. Players have been trying to tactically read very early in this set of games, Nilly, so that they can force their opponent to use the veto without seeing their map. And we will see DauT use his veto in game number 1. Of course, it's a massive Civ advantage for DauT here, Nilly. But is the map good enough to dictate DauT going for the veto?
It doesn't really matter. Honestly, God are clearly more of the tier 3 civs, and Burmese, yeah, we consider it maybe top 1, top 2 civs. Yeah, the map is bad, but still the advantage is so big. It has to be a restart and a veto. Or just the Viper not even taking a restart because he knows he will get vetoed?
Yeah, what's interesting is that by the Viper asking for a re here, he will get his re refunded. So DauT uses a veto, Viper loses nothing in this case. And yeah, tactically, it's actually it's a nice thing for the Viper to have in his back pocket throughout this series. He'll have a veto and 2 re's left, and he'll be able to force DauT to play a match. But guys, let me just quickly recap, since a lot of people are probably just joining up for the grand final. So the plan here is 1v1 Arabia random Civ all games. But if you call a restart, you get a new map and a new Civ. But your opponent 1 time per set is allowed to tell you, nope, we're playing this as it is. You're going to have to play this game. They can veto your restart. Not too complicated, Nilly, but yeah, a little bit different of a setting. I hope we get to see a great set of games. What are your thoughts here kicking this one off? What jumps out at you about this matchup?
Well, obviously, as you already said earlier in your stream, prediction contest. Number 1, Viper with 24 votes or something, and number 2, DauT with 1 vote. No other of the other 6 players got a single vote in your prediction contest to take the win. So we have to call them the 2 favorites here.
Yeah, I think so. And 2 favorites, just barely. DauT got on the card with a single vote, I believe, there.
Yeah.
But you know what? Everybody's been saying all day. Tato said it in the first cast. Even the Viper was saying it when he co-casted the second set of games. DauT seems to be very motivated to play these games. He's not playing risky. He's really playing up kind of conservatively. And maybe DauT can finally pull a good win over the Viper in this set of games. You know, it matters a lot about the Civs, Nilly. I mean, if you get good Civ generations, you can pull off an upset here, right?
I think so, yeah. And I organize a lot of tournaments, and I'm always trying to figure out what can we do that it won't be a 4-0, 5-0 finals for the Viper, because he's so dominant. And I think you did a great job there of creating a format that could potentially give us an upset.
Thanks, man. We'll see how it goes. And of course, guys, you'll be looking forward to Nilly's Apartment Cup coming up very shortly. All these players will be congregating in Hamburg. to play games together live on a little LAN tournament, which is going to be super cool. And I'm going to be there watching as well. That's going to be a blast, Nilly. I can't wait for that.
And casting, I hope.
Yeah, well, I hope, yeah, definitely. You know what? It will give me a great excuse to buy a proper microphone headset that I can bring with me.
We will use mine, but I already tested that, like the bigger range.
Don't tell Lucy, because I want to buy one.
Okay, yeah, you can.
Okay, so let's just quickly look over the map since people out there watching the channel can't see what we see. Let's just point out a couple highlights. I'll look at Viper's map here and see a couple of back gold piles for the Viper, which he's actually moving over to now. Viper on the way to loot with 20 villagers, excuse my voice. Viper's map is pretty wallable. He is structuring it up a bit, but he doesn't have great wood lines. Well, he does have a great wood line on the right, but his initial wood line is kind of a small one. Probably an okay-ish map. I think Viper will be fine. What do you see on DauT's side of the map there, Nili?
Well, obviously also a big gold spot at the front. So that's kind of exposed, not the greatest wood either. The lucky thing is, if you go mass M&A, wood isn't that important because you usually only go for like 6 on wood, maybe 7. So it doesn't really run out as quickly. But seeing DauT putting 3 on gold, he will kind of transition to archers after that.
Yeah, it feels to me, I'm not a very good player. You're the expert here, but it feels to me like the Viper is not going to go for militia here. He's just going fast archers, maybe. He can't really stand toe-to-toe with the men-at-arms from his opponent, so I don't know if he's going to build any militia.
Okay, insight. So, Goth only gets the militia bonus, or the M&A upgrade, that it's 25% cheaper starting from Feudal Age. Okay. Every player in the world is building militia, upgrading them, and then adding 1 or 2 later. But the Viper is the only one who plays this defensively, always waits till the last second, and now you see him in Feudal Age, and only now he queues up the militia.
Beautiful, beautiful analysis, Nilly. Analysis, even as they say. And there are the militia, just as Nilly predicted. And the Viper, of course, will have a little bit of time because the DauT is waddling across the map with those slow militia, soon to be men-at-arms. It is a 4 militia play from DauT. 5th militia is on the way. So DauT will be pretty heavily invested in some numerous men-at-arms here.
Yeah, and it's actually still, the Viper is the only guy who does it that way, and it seems like DauT doesn't really know that because a lot of people are disagreeing with Viper's approach, and I think DauT should have maybe even put the pressure more on Viper's side, because obviously his M&A upgrade will be so late.
Yeah, the Viper with a couple quick walls for now, keeping his berry patch safe. We are going to see 5 militia for Viper, and we are going to see 5 militia for DauT. DauT had a 5th militia somewhere, but I don't see it at the moment. Maybe it's also forward in the shadow. I could have sworn I saw 5, but maybe canceled the 5th militia there for DauT. Interesting. Not sure.
Wanted to squeeze in the M&A upgrade. Now pressuring the house a bit, but I think now the M&As are coming out.
Yeah, men-at-arms coming out for Viper. He'll chase this back with a couple vills and get a few pokes with the scout. DauT is in full retreat. Viper trying to quick wall. That would have been an epic quick wall, but DauT's going to get out of dodge here.
Yeah, not really the Gao levels here. And I don't really like that DauT isn't trying to take any damage there against the scout. Now he's trying to take the 5v5. Not the greatest thing. Maybe DauT waits for 1 archer, then the fight is so much better for him.
Yeah, we will see these guys square off on the fight. Of course, the blue player DauT will have the Burmese. He has +1 attack, so he should get good trades here with the Viper, but he doesn't. The Viper winning that fight handily. Maybe the Viper brought in an extra man at arms there.
Yeah, and indeed. Not only the problem was DauT retreating there, and he took so many hits against the M&As while retreating. And now DauT tries to wall off, but that's still open to the woodline here. Sloppy play.
DauT is a little on the back foot here as the Viper continues to pump out the men-at-arms. Viper is going to have 7 of those units. He's dealing with a little bit of a Gaia problem, but everything else is pretty good for our player in yellow. For now, Viper with 100 food, 170 gold. DauT is adding in archery ranges. DauT's economy is nicely balanced with 30 vills, but he is going to sustain a little pressure maybe from the Viper quite soon.
We will see. I think, oh, the Viper even losing M&A here against Wolf. Kind of funny. The question is, what will the Viper transition into? Will it be an early Castle Age? Will he add some skirmishes? I'm a bit surprised that he's going back that far. Is he fearing a sneak attack from DauT?
Yeah, it does look like he might be playing this conservatively because the Viper's going out to wall up, I believe, on the right side of the map with a Vil, or maybe just outpost that side. Viper's going all the way back to his TC, Nelly. He's going to heal those units.
Oh, maybe that. Okay, that's something we don't see too often. Defensive archer range is coming up, and well, I think that wasn't super necessary, right? Like, if we get into the scenario where you will face an army and will actually get into a big fight, I feel like retreating and healing up is clearly the better option. But he did knew that DauT was at like maybe 2, maybe 3 archers. So with 6 M&A, even if they only have half HP, I think he could have done something more.
Yeah, I think that's a bit unusual to see a player win a men-at-arms fight in the middle of the map and then just go all the way home. Of course, those units will have some trouble once DauT masses up his archers. DauT for now is still lacking fletching, but he's probably going to be able to get that soon. He might not even need it because DauT is full walled. We'll keep an eye on that. Wheelbarrow coming for the blue player. Both guys should be able to click up to the Castle Age soon. Interesting early game here, Nilly. Do you see any edge for either guy?
It's still mainly the Civ advantage, I have to say. Viper might even have a hole there close to the blacksmith, so that could be ugly in the long run. But I think the most ugly thing will simply be the Rambai.
Yeah, of course, DauT. The more time DauT gets to get up to the Castle Age, the better for him, I would suppose. He's got 4 or 5, actually a 5th villager going over to the stone pile now. So DauT is going to have the stone that he needs for a castle probably right about the moment that he hits the Castle Age. DauT will sneak out with the archers since he's full walled and see if he can get in some damage. And the Viper will continue to sit inside his TC and heal up these 6 men-at-arms.
Yeah, and he will. What will he really do in Castle Age with those?
I have no idea.
Going for a second archer range.
Viper's maybe going with the terrorism approach, like just your fear of where those men-at-arms are is what he wants. I just don't know. I don't know what the plan is. They're going to be pretty hard countered, I think, by DauT's build as the game goes on. But I guess we'll see. Yeah,
well, DauT simply is completely walled, so he's not that scared of that. And now you can see production of archers non-existent. So those like dozens of skirmish archers are all that he will build all year long.
Yeah, DauT's coming forward. He's sneaking the very longest way around the map. He scouted Viper's map pretty nicely, but he's going to go all the way around that outpost. So a pretty clever move there from DauT, going a really long distance to avoid being seen by Viper. However, well, no, he will get through. I thought he was blocked off on that cliff. But DauT finding a tiny bit of the fog of war, and he's going to get a good little bit of raiding in here, Nilly.
Yeah, absolutely. Viper even kind of scared of that happening. And you can see he did send a villager to the south, but now the big raid in the gold line.
Oh, baby. Here come the archers. Viper with a very, very quick trigger, able to pull those villagers off of gold. But he will lose 1 or 2, and then his wood line is going to be next. Viper's got 3 skirms on top of the hill and some archers coming over to deal with this. But DauT definitely getting some good play out of those archers. Not bad.
Uh-oh, and half the eco idled now. DauT even taking a reasonable micro approach here. Now should focus down those skirmishers. And when he gets up, I want to see those upgrades flying in as well.
Yeah, the Viper's on the way to Bodkin, so his skirms and archers will get a bit stronger. He will be able to push DauT around for a while. DauT is in full retreat until his crossbowman upgrade comes in. He just needs to avoid losing all of those units. Maybe he can get some damage still.
Oh, TC, 22 HP.
22 HP. Come on, DauT.
DauT's got focus the TC down. Why is he not shooting? Why is no one realizing that?
Shoot the TC. Even a misclick here could get that TC killed if DauT clicks on it. Come on, man.
I'm holding my breath.
Why is the Viper not deleting it is the big question. Really surprising, but okay. DauT dives in, tries to grab a few more vills, loses a lot of crossbows in the process. Wow, DauT missed an opportunity there, Nilly, huh?
I just aged like 3 years. How did he not see that? Like, this could have been the greatest debate ever if he cancels this while all the arrows are in the air, but I think both simply didn't notice.
Yeah, definitely a really unique moment there. The TC goes up from the Viper to the casual fan who's just coming in. If you kill that building's foundation, your opponent loses all the resources that they would have had on that building. So it would have been a really meaningful thing this early on in the game. However, we will not live in the past. Let's move forward. I'm seeing the Viper's couple men-at-arms being upgraded. No, they're not being upgraded, but they are roaming on the left side of DauT's base. The Viper may go for a little sneak attack. DauT did drop a castle, and the blue player, while he was keeping the Viper quite busy in his base, has transitioned into Arabia and will look to raid the Viper. How can Viper mitigate this damage, Nilly? We all know Arabia are pretty OP.
Well, Arabia are pretty OP when it comes to damage output, but they only have one defense upgrade, so actually against a lot of arrows they aren't performing too well, and that's why the Viper is mainly going for some archers here and trying to intercept those.
Yeah, the Viper's working his way up to the north of the map with his archers and skirms. DauT is going for Town Watch, and he's going to wait and see if the Viper pokes in with those men-at-arms finally. Both players are booming up a bit. We will see a market coming from Viper. He's going to have 2 TCs back at home. And DauT will have 3 TCs, I believe. Yep, that is the case. So DauT's eco a little better. His defensive castle is nice, and his Arabia production is quite good. DauT used his veto here, so it feels a little bit like he has to win this game. If you get the civ advantage and you use a veto and you don't win, it's just going to be kind of a crushing result for DauT.
Yeah, it would be, but it feels good for him. A fun thing to mention, Viper did build an outpost at the right-hand side, therefore dropped down to 95 stone. And now, walling out both his stone spots to the front, he actually even needed to buy 100 stone. But let's take a look at the wood line here.
Yeah, man. Viper leaving a little hole in the wall, an uncharacteristic blunder from the Viper, and he's going to lose 6 villagers immediately on that wood line. Arabia are an absolute beast of a raiding unit in this case, and DauT just continues to run around and let those Arabia do their thing. He's going to grab 2 more villagers. He's really set the Viper back. That's a phenomenal raid.
Yeah, and we're talking a lot about the civ advantage, but honestly, if it was Hans or like any other civ that simply has some archers and some cavalry archer style, DauT would have been heavily ahead as well.
Yeah, DauT here, I mean, we've seen the win rates for Burmese. They are ridiculously high. It's an OP civ. DauT burning the veto. It's looking like it's going to pay off for him. The Viper is going to pincer DauT here with a bunch of crossbows and clean these Arabia up. But oh my God, there's another hole in the wall. Oh, man.
I think we will need to take a look at the chat again, because I'm not sure if Viper actually called a restart.
Oh, okay.
I think DauT only spammed veto, but Viper didn't really say restart.
Okay, let's see. Oh, Viper said you should to DauT, and DauT said veto. Okay, interesting. So we'll have to...
Also interesting, the TC at the front.
Oh yeah, wow. The Viper sustaining a lot of damage there as well. Things are going very poorly here for the Snake, Nilly. DauT is on his way, really way out ahead of this game, on his way to taking game number 1.
Yeah, 20 villagers ahead, toying with him, having all the upgrades. Yeah, he's losing some Arabia at the right-hand side, but well, he's picking up relics, he's having map control, forcing villagers to be idle, and Viper not having a great game.
Yeah, we will see how this one goes as we go along. I mean, yeah, it's a very good point. I don't exactly know. We'll have to resolve with the players if a re or a veto was used there. It seems like the Viper said, DauT, you should re, and DauT said veto. DauT may be misunderstanding the Viper's comments, so Viper may be trying to get a little edge and make DauT use a veto, but I don't think that's quite right. I think we'll probably have DauT's veto still in the bank. TC for the Viper will go up on the front. He is going to be a full 20 villagers behind DauT. Viper's got a couple units roaming here and there, Nilly, but he's got a world of problems here. Second castle coming for DauT.
Oh god, and second castles just... It does not make your life easier. Just a siege workshop on that hill, and then if you go mangonels in a Arabia, even out of 2 castles, that's basically no answer anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Burmese are extremely OP, and we will maybe see DauT on the good end of some RNG in this situation, but he does still have to put the nails into the coffin. Viper is going to play a little defensively with some crossbows. Viper's crossbows are +2/+1, 24 total military for the snake. Of course, Nili is suggesting the very thing that DauT is almost certainly going to do, which is drop a Siege Workshop next. Arambai Mangonel combination is just ridiculous, so we'll probably see that soon. But first, we see the Imperial Age from DauT.
Yeah, that just is another pressure possibility there. And now we see the Viper switching into infantry. And, well, let me look at my chart. Huskals against the Rambais. Not looking too great for the Viper as well.
Yeah, Viper's in a lot of trouble here. DauT is trying to finish off the Viper in game number 1. Imperial Age coming for DauT. DauT still does not have a Siege Workshop down, but he does have a huge number of Arambai that are roaming around the map. Certainly a scary group of Arambai that the Viper is chasing with all he's got, but his crossbows, of course, certainly can't catch up to those mounted Arambai. Is there a chance here at all, Nili, for the Viper to come back? I mean, what would you rate his chances to win this game? 5%?
No, way less. Okay. It's point something.
Ooh, okay. Nili coming in with the proper point, a decimal point of the chance for the Viper to win this game. Viper could GG out of this when he hits Imp, but maybe he'll give DauT a little more run for his money. Viper's economy, by the way, guys, not very much food, not very much gold. Viper's kind of married to the Castle Age for the time being. DauT's going to hit Imp any moment.
Yeah, and you know, like we always say, okay, Goth is so good in Imp if we get the spam running, but, well, no access to stone. He still has those 2 stone spots at the front there, the Viper, and therefore we won't see Huskals probably in this game.
Yeah, and DauT is castle dropping those stones to make things even worse for the Viper. DauT's got a ton of map control. He's got a ton of Arambai out. He's actually going to stand and fight the Viper's crossbows because, well, why not? He's got plenty of power to take the Viper's army down. Viper's down to 18 military. Viper going foraging, sticking it out here in the Castle Age, and trying to find a win condition, which is going to include some battering rams. Maybe Viper can try to push one of the castles. But if this first push with the rams doesn't work, I think it's totally over, Nili.
Yeah, and let's take a look. What does the monk see? He sees the rams. He knows what's up. I want to see him pull some villagers even. He is attacking at the other side and even going for the +3 attack against buildings. So he might even go for some TC kills here.
Yeah, DauT is more than able, I think, to keep his town center alive on this side. He'll bring a couple villagers in to do some repairing. More Arambai coming out for DauT. They are elite now, but he didn't circle the whole army back home, so maybe the Viper can win a castle. In the meantime, as you said, DauT's diving in the back of Viper's economy, killing a ton of villagers. It's a bloodbath as the Viper tries to get another TC up. This is 25 dead vills or something, maybe 20 dead vills.
Something like that. Not the greatest micro from DauT at the same time at the front. DauT indeed did pull those villagers a bit too few, if you ask me, and a bit late. So rams are doing some damage and he might take that one down, but heavy losses at the back.
Yeah, and the GG comes in from Viper, and both guys give the... What is the ata? What is behind that, Nili?
I don't know yet.
Is that what we're seeing there?
I don't know yet.
All right, guys. Well, this game is GG. Nili, any final thoughts to add to this one as we wrap up game number 1?
I think if we add 2 zeros to the prize pool, Viper just takes a restart and DauT takes veto. It was a lot of ego on the line. Obviously, the Viper was trying to take the win with the way weaker civilization here, but skills way too close to make that ever happen, and DauT way too solid.
I agree, and sorry for typing through your statement. I want to make sure that these guys can clarify. Did you use a Viper? DauT said veto, but Viper... Okay, so it looks like we're all on the same page. Although DauT said veto, the Viper didn't say so you can't veto nothing. Yeah.
But well, if the Viper gets his restart back.
Mhm.
No, that doesn't really make sense. That you get your restart back if he vetoes.
That's how we've been doing it, but I think a lot of people are on the same page as you that if you veto, you should lose your re.
I'm pretty sure that Viper thinks the same, because then it's just a free roll to put your restart in there. And that's how it should be, right?
All right, you got to clarify it again. My brain is really slowed down at this point in the day. So you're saying if a player rees and the other guy vetoes, the player who said re should lose their re?
Yes.
Okay. So we've been playing it the other way around, where you get your re refunded. But of course, I think these guys are clear on that because we have seen them using a lot of rees and vetoes. The Viper was casting some of the games with me as well. So I think they're clear, but I kind of agree with you. I think we probably should have designed it the other way around. I think it's smarter. I think it makes more sense the other way. I'm with you, Nilly. I'm with you. We may see this come to an important point. We may not. Neither guy used anything there. We're ready for game number 2. So let's jump into it now and see what the civs look like.
Oh.
Alrighty, guys. Game number 2 of the grand final, Killer Bees Arabia Cup. The Viper versus DauT. Do not adjust your TV set. DauT wins game number 1. I'm Killer Bee, and I am joined by the man, the analysis man. Thank you, Nilly, for being here. What are your thoughts here right away?
Okay, it's a restart. How long do they have time between the restart and the veto?
So what we've been doing, how I designed it is I assume players would pause at 4 minutes or a little before and call a re. What these guys have done very cleverly is they're calling a re immediately and not letting their opponent scout. And that's been the case for the last couple of matches. So you can call a re right away and force your opponent to make that decision. And it looks like the Viper calls for a re with the Britons, and DauT is not going to use a veto. What do you think about that, Nilly?
Well, he took 30 to 40 seconds before he actually allowed the re. So that was my question. How long does he have time to respond?
I think that they are pausing the game, that we're not seeing it because of the rec status, but I think they're pausing the game early.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we can ask these guys what they've been up to. But yeah, I'm not sure. Viper saying, I want more time. DauT saying no. And we will see these civs re-rolled, and we'll go back and wait for the next match to launch. Let's go back, and I will have to rejoin the room because I went back a little too slowly. We'll get that going, and we'll be ready for the Viper and DauT and Bessel in the game room as well. Nilly's having an aneurysm. What's going on?
Do you see the civilizations?
I'm just launching now, so we are going to, oops, we're going to have to relaunch here. Sorry about this, guys, but, you know, it happens. Little misfire on Voobly, but we'll rejoin, and we will see in just a second what these civs are. Nilly creating some really, really good suspense for you guys for about 5-10 seconds here.
Oh, the drum rolls.
All right, we do have a launch now. And let me know your thoughts, Nilly, since you've seen the civs for a moment. What are you thinking here?
Well, the Viper has Koreans. Probably the most uninteresting, but most appealing at the moment on 1v1 Arabia. Tower Rush, basically the only strategy that you can really play. But DauT feels, okay, Britons, I kind of have to play this.
Man, I'm so excited, says the Viper. Viper had a little bit of a rocky game as Koreans versus DauT the other day in the round of 8. But of course, as you said, it's an extremely OP civ. Viper's excited to play. Neither guy has said the word re or veto yet. So for now, it is just going to be play it as it lies. Viper's map looks decent enough. As you said, it's probably going to be towers, and he does have at least one stone to the right of his TC, which can be quite safe and can be mined pretty efficiently. DauT on his side gets the Britons. 3 vills on wood early for DauT. He's going to scout around his map. And you know what? DauT's got a pretty good map, Nilly. If he can stop Viper from getting in the back of his eco, this could be quite good. Stone pile and 2 golds behind him.
Yeah, but Woodline kind of has to run a lot to the north. It's tricky. He needs to wall the front quite early there at the right-hand side. Ah, it's always ugly. Trust me, you can have the best map. Somehow, Koreans can always make it happen. It's so easy for them. Just 4 towers at the front, and then even your best map, they will just transition to Castle Age. This is a masterpiece coming up.
It may well be, guys, and I'll take a moment here to say, first of all, turn the chat off, and to say to you guys, this is a best of 7 series, the grand final of the KBAC Arabia Cup. We are going to see a couple of rees and a couple of vetoes, or 2 rees and a veto for each player left in the bank. We're going to see random civs Arabia until somebody can win 4 matches. Of course, the voice that you're hearing, you know, because it's a legend of the game. It's Nili.
KBAC. Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about myself, patting myself on the back. But yeah, man, thanks for coming in and providing some support here in the finals.
Yeah, thanks for providing this great tournament.
Yeah, I hope it really, I hope it brings a little drama to us. Already some drama with DauT grabbing game number 1. Viper seems to have an inside track with a great civ here in game 2. We are past the 4-minute mark. Neither player has decided to call re or veto. So we're going to see this game played out. No laming has been done so far. DauT is just now coming forward, but I think that this is going to be a clean feudal age for both guys, and then maybe some towers from the Viper.
We'll see. Okay, DauT scouted his map pretty well. He sees a lot of cliffs. I actually wouldn't really mind if he walled even more aggressively, because those walls at the right-hand side, he kind of is accepting to give up his right-hand side stone. If he just walls a bit further to the front, and he has like kind of an arena with cliffs outside his walls that he's doing at the moment. Oh, well, at the right-hand side.
Oh boy. A non-loomed villager is going to be found by the Viper Scout, and she is not making it home for Christmas, Nili. That villager is taking a dirt nap.
Unless Christmas is coming very soon, yeah.
Villager goes down, the Viper with plenty of HP on his scout to continue to harass the walls on that side. So a very nice start for the Viper, but he does need more scouting. As much as he wants to deny those walls, Viper's going to need to figure out where to put his towers. It is an 18 villager up for the Viper, and it says only to me that he's going towers, and here comes 6 vills.
Yeah, 6 vills, 4 on stone as well. Not a lot of food, you don't need that much. Now he's scouting aggressive wood, that has to make him happy. He sees some walls, not too great, but he can easily fight through that with 6 villagers at the front.
Yeah, the Viper finds that front wood line. He finds the berries. Those could be very interesting points where he might want to put some pressure. He does also find DauT loomed up, so DauT will be able to wall in a bit more on the left flank. The scout's not going to win that fight anymore. Viper will hit feudal age pretty soon. DauT sending 2 villagers to the back gold, and it looks like DauT is going to have some men-at-arms potentially to try to hold the Viper off, but some nice quick gating from the Snake.
And look at that, I've never ever seen that before. He will delete those gates anyways later on, and just to stop all that, he selected all villagers and pressed stop.
Okay, yeah, not wasting the wood, you mean?
Yeah, and now he canceled everything and probably saved, I don't want to over-exaggerate, maybe up to 4 or 3 wood there.
Yeah, I mean, you can inflate the numbers a little bit more if you want to get people more excited. But yes, definitely an important detail. You saved maybe 3 wood. I like that. I like that. Yeah, DauT gets walled out. The first tower is there. That first tower is often a jumping off point. So now DauT really can't engage with his men-at-arms. And DauT has decided to go forward toward the Viper's base. Viper's quick walling up, and we'll see if DauT can land any damage, but it doesn't look like it, Nili.
Not for now, but like there's so much passive damage you're always doing. You're forcing villagers to wall, villagers are idle, some need to build some towers, you need to run, and just so much like fear in your head.
Yeah,
all adds up.
Yeah, DauT's going to make the Viper stay busy here.
Look at the stone, the Viper's screwing up!
Oh, what happened? Oh, he didn't repair the palisade. Wow, okay. What is up with that? Viper's in full retreat. I don't know why he wasn't repairing it. It wasn't like... yeah, go ahead.
DauT micro there. Blocking that villager. Beautiful move. Something we only see from like everyone on the world class except DauT actually, but well, he's trying to step up. Big 60k Microsoft tournaments around the corner, I heard. So
Yeah.
maybe he's trying to play with the young guns now.
Maybe we'll look back on this day and say, okay, KBAC Arabia Cup was fun, but that was the first time we saw DauT microing at a high level. Maybe that will be what this is remembered for.
Yeah.
DauT is coming out. He's turning over a new leaf.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's so good, so good for DauT here. Now he's taking a lot of stone control away from the Viper. He only has 2 on his secondary stone, but oh god, look at the quick walls again. DauT scout at the berries.
Oh yeah, DauT getting walled in on the berry patch. He's only got 6 HP on that scout, so it will get cleaned up for cheap. Viper is finding ways to get a little advantage, but ultimately, ultimately DauT did put down some good damage on Viper Stone, even killing the mining camp. DauT doesn't know about Viper's back stone, but he might find it if he gets a little lucky here, Nilly. He's sort of in the right area to maybe figure it out.
Unlikely, but yeah, would be lucky. And Viper has no idea about those M&A either, so it could happen. But Viper now walling himself. Oh, he did see it. Those extra 2 vision for those villagers really helping out as well.
Yeah, the Viper is going to start creeping off to the left with his 5 forward villagers and trying to get a few more towers up and get in. Go ahead.
Those M&A just ran through the TC without the Viper shooting, but well, he's still doing some damage.
Yeah, Viper is going to take a little bit of damage on that wood line. There are a couple of arrow shots onto those men-at-arms, so maybe Viper can clean this up without losing another vill, but we shall see. The men-at-arms are whacking away. For now, Viper does seem to have fresh villagers coming into the fray, and it looks like DauT will lose those forward M&A.
And honestly, Viper playing so sloppy on so many levels here. Like, it's really confusing me.
Oh, Nilly, up in the north. A couple of wolves got busy on Viper's Ville, and we got a corpse there. Viper losing a forward Ville to a wolf.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing that now as well. Trying to do some damage, might want to build another tower pretty soon. But so many weird mistakes by the Viper so far. Not walling the mining camp. Not scouting the map is something very unfortunate for him, but letting those M&A in, those weird quick walls now against the M&A, just feels very untypical from his so often close to perfect play.
Yeah, Viper is grabbing a couple vills in the back of DauT's eco with the scout. He's getting a nice bit of work done there on the details, but I do know what you mean. I do agree with you. I mean, for the standards that the Viper sets, which are incredibly high, this is not his very best play. So maybe DauT can take advantage of it and grab game number 2 here. For now, the masterpiece, Nilly, has not been that effective. The towers have not really crippled DauT too much. Did take a stone pile and a wood line away, but DauT is pretty fine at the moment.
Yeah, masterpiece taken to pieces.
Yeah, stairway denied. Stairway denied. Viper might go home here. I don't know what his 5 villagers are up to next, but he is grabbing wheelbarrow now. If you guys want to know about resources, it's 200 food, 50 gold for the Viper. It is 500 food, 200 gold for DauT. So while the Viper has been trying so hard to get stone and towers, and while his economy has been pressured, DauT has come out to a nice little advantage, and DauT should be able to click up to the castle age very shortly.
I'm trying to take a build at the front and just take a look at the main gold spot of the Viper. I've played like 10,000 Age of Empires games, but do I remember to ever have the main gold spot in one straight line?
It's pretty unusual. This has been an unusual tournament. I guess we just have to get used to these weird circumstances. But yeah, that line of gold, that's probably more efficient though, right, than any other confirmation? If you got one mining camp?
Probably. If you build like 8 mining camps, yes. With one mining camp, probably not, yeah. By the way, the scout of Viper just died after killing 2 villagers and getting 1 villager down to 2 HP at the berries there as well.
Oh, wow. Viper scout there. Did he just kill 2 villagers now? Or he's got
at the top wood line and at the berries you can see 1 with 2 HP there.
Yeah, and then the 1 waller. Yeah, this has been a pretty productive scout for the Viper, but it is now finally dead. DauT will get down a blacksmith at home, and DauT will click up to the castle age. DauT added in an archery range. and I believe that is his only archery range with a couple of archers along with it. DauT is sneaking out with a couple of vills here. Maybe he's just going to take that deer. Could be interesting to see if DauT tries to go forward, but for now, I guess he's just taking that random deer there in the middle of the right side of his base. Anyway, I'm getting fixated on little things because I'm exhausted here after about 8 hours of streaming. What's on your mind, Nili, at this point in the match? DauT's on the way to castle. Viper's going to have to sustain a little aggression here. Do you think he's going to be okay?
I think so. He walked quite a bit. His towers will be up so early. Honestly, like 2 archers won't really do too much either. I think we will have to see how well people will actually boom here, because early castle rates is not really the time to do damage here.
Yeah, we will see how this one starts to shape up. We will see DauT sneaking out with a couple of archers now. Fletching is in. It's just 3 or 4 archers for DauT that are slowly rolling forward. Viper's towers are still standing, but they're not exactly crippling DauT's economy. Viper clicks the castle age. Viper is going stone mining and gold mining. Have we even seen a barracks from the Viper? No, we haven't. So the Viper is kind of showing us what he's going to do. It's going to be wagons, right?
Indeed, not a lot of villagers on wood here, but maybe after he collects enough stone, he will build a TC close to the wood line. We'll see wagons. Well, I don't really see DauT having the best of answers against that.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably pretty expected here from DauT, but first DauT is going to go a little boomy. He's going to add in a TC up on the right of his base. I believe that is going to just be a 2 TC play for now, but maybe more to come in the future. Bodkin, Arrow, and Crossbowman coming in. DauT sneaking into the back of the Viper's base here, and DauT has now found the Viper's back stone. Viper has enough for a castle, but of course those villagers are kind of sitting ducks. A couple crossbows rolling in to do some damage.
And if DauT micros that correctly, I think all except maybe 1 should die here. Let's take a look. Very low HP. 2 already went down. Make that 3, make that 4.
Yeah, DauT with some really good damage coming in here, and we will see 4 dead villagers, maybe a 5th. Sorry, I'm probably a half second behind you. Looks like 4 dead vills for DauT. That's a wonderful little sneak attack in the same spot of the map where he snuck attack earlier in the match.
Yeah, and DauT, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go up to maybe even 4 TCs here. He's kind of sitting behind walls. He knows the enemy's army won't like instantly knock at his door. War wagons alone won't do too much. Same range as TCs. So I think taking the big eco advantage here for DauT could be a good option for him.
Yeah, the Viper's first war wagon comes out. He will be able to probably clean up DauT's crossbows. DauT just looking for 1 more vill. 1 more vill would be really nice in this situation. A little harassment coming in from DauT. Viper gets a second TC. That will allow his economy to expand a bit. But as you said, DauT can boom to his heart's content. So far, it's 3 town centers for DauT. But he's mining stone long distance with some vills. And that says to me, Nili, that DauT agrees with you. There's no reason not to build a mining camp there unless, well, unless you're going to drop a TC, probably. So maybe we see another town center from DauT very shortly.
Yeah, probably number 4 should be around the corner, and he's doing that exactly at the spot where we wanted it, close to the stone. And the question is, he will have the better eco, but what will be his army choice? Maybe skirmishers?
DauT booming nicely. He is going to have to deal with some war wagon pressure from the Viper. I guess skirmishers could make some sense in this case. I'm not sure. We'll see a monastery coming down for the Viper and those first couple wagons coming forward. Viper's going to have a siege workshop and he's going to apply some pressure. 2 TCs for the Viper, so he can't really just rest on his laurels here. He's got to go out and try to earn a victory here with Koreans. But, you know, DauT's done everything pretty nicely so far, Nili. Denied the tower push and is booming up pretty well. If he can sustain for the next maybe 5 minutes, if DauT can stay alive, I think it's going to be a good situation for him.
Yeah, but Viper realizes exactly that, and therefore building the siege workshop and mangonel war wagon push will come in. How do you defend that? Skirms alone not really doing the job.
It's going to be
Knights,
tough.
not too great with Britons.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Nili, if I can ask you, since we've got a moment here, I am 20 seconds behind game time. So do you mind pausing and syncing up with me?
Okay, tell me when you're at 29.
Okay, I'm at 28, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 29.
Okay.
Thanks for that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm launching a little bit strangely in these games. I've been at least 10 seconds behind in most of the matches. But hey, we got live action on our hands, so we won't worry about the details. War wagons start to roll in. DauT has gone elite skirms. The Viper is standing and fighting a bit. Going to bring the weak war wagon away, but will idle some of DauT's economy. Can the Viper get enough damage here, nearly, before his mangonels show up?
I'm so surprised how the Viper is taking some fights under the CC here. Well, war wagons are beefy, but not that beefy.
Yeah, he definitely gave one war wagon away for very cheap, and the second one here could die as well. Viper losing a lot of HP. Mangonel's starting to show up for the Viper. That's a better situation for him. But the Viper is cycling the weak ones out to the back lines and sending a few forward. DauT is building a castle in the middle of his economy, and he should be able to clean up some of the Viper's towers with that castle.
Yeah, might even reach all of them, potentially. Well, we will see. Villager advantage now at solid 12.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, we can take a quick look at the scouting. DauT knows quite a bit about Viper's base. Viper knows a lot about DauT. Both guys are missing extra resource piles on the map on the right side. Both guys are missing a couple relics. But of course, this fight in the middle is probably the most meaningful part of the match. If the Viper can't get damage done in the next few minutes, he's probably going to be up the creek without a paddle. But I guess we will see as the mangonels roll in.
Tricky stuff. And now DauT Micro against mangonels. Well, I didn't see a lot of highlight videos lately of that happening.
Yep, we are waiting for the world to change here today. Maybe DauT, with his longbowmen starting to come out, can make a defense out of this. Siege Workshop coming in defense for DauT. He's going to need efficient trades here to buy himself a little more time. 13 villager advantage for the player in blue. Viper on the other side, I believe, is still on the 2 TCs, very invested in this forward push.
Oh, and actually bad news if we look at the stone amount here for DauT, because you know what he can do. If he's getting pressured, he will try to build some defensive castles that sometimes aren't defensive enough.
A DauT castle could be in the cards here, guys. We got 750 stone in the bank. Skirmishers are having a little bit of trouble versus all of the Viper's aggression, and the Viper's coming with more towers, Nilly.
The castle, I believe, at a reasonable spot, especially because he got one mangonel down, but now the Viper is pushing in heavily.
Yeah, Viper is going to come and try to deny the castle. DauT, famous for building these DauT castles, but I think this one goes up. We'll have to see. Mangonel still firing away on DauT's vills. Castle is about 50% of the way up. Viper adding in more mangonel shots to take some more villagers down, but the Viper is going to have to retreat with his war wagons to under his towers, and DauT will get the castle and hold the position.
And Viper heavily misplaying this again. He had 3 shots even at the castle instead of at the villages, so 3 misclicks there, and that's a solid like 10 villagers more surviving here for DauT than, well, actually should have.
Yeah, DauT is going to get the castle up. He's going to carry a 13 villager advantage. The Viper will click Imperial Age. DauT is not going to click Imp just right away. So the Viper will be up to Imp relatively soon. Wagon number for Viper is very low. His mangonels and wagons are pulling out, and he's going to look for another angle to maybe prod Lord DauT. But you know what? DauT's got a pretty stable army. He's sending in a couple rams. Maybe those rams, though, that first ram could go down for free. Viper's just going to rush it down with vills. Well, that's a bit of a bummer.
A bit sloppy. Viper now going for a second castle here at the right hand side, blocking that stone spot, and is trying to set himself up so that his traps will have a good positioning to trap down that one castle there of DauT.
Yeah, and DauT is going to give it another run with the ram. He's got a bunch of longbows and skirms in the mix as well. The Viper stands to lose 5 vills here on the front. DauT is nicely boomed and nicely defended, but he will receive a little pressure. The Viper maybe will give him the gift of trebs this Christmas to, I don't know, put a little pressure on this castle from DauT. Certainly will annoy longbowmen production.
Well, we'll see. The villagers finally going down at the front. And those trap wars, well, Viper will be earlier, but maybe once we get into Warwolf, DauT could be in a beautiful spot here.
That's a very good point. Viper is still towering up around the map, but it's starting to feel, well, he did go guard tower, but it is, well, starting to feel a little desperate. I guess he gets that for free as Koreans. But these towers from the Viper are becoming a little less effective. Each time that he's tried, it's been denied. And I don't think there's going to be a different story here.
Oh, it seems like we missed a big Magnus shot in the center there.
Oh, boy.
I'm, by the way, at 28.6 now.
Okay.
38.6. Yeah.
You're about 2 seconds ahead of me, so we're really close. So guys, DauT is a little more than halfway up to Imp. His Rams are going back. He's got a couple of elite skirms to defend himself. The Viper has hit the Imperial Age and immediately queues a Treb in the front castle, also queuing a Treb in the back castles. So the Viper will have Trebs coming out 2 by 2. 2 castles for each player. Neither guy has any relics at all. Map coverage is about what you would expect. Both guys really invested in fighting or in making a push and defending a push. A lot of resources on the corners. Some resources on the corners are still undiscovered.
And DauT is now going for the big tech switch here. 6 stables in the back plus 2 on the way. He will switch into Cavaliers and will try to take the Viper off guard, who has no answer at the moment to Cavaliers.
Yeah, DauT is in a great spot economically. He's 25 villagers ahead. He's got a little bit here to try to defend himself. He may lose this castle, but I don't think the Viper is going to land any definitive punishing blows. And as you said, DauT building up knights, going Cavalier in the back. And the question is, does he choose the right moment to push out? That's all that he really needs to do. Viper can't stop him, Nilly.
Well, he was trying to take that castle down first. 1 trap out for DauT. And not a lot of villagers on gold, actually, so I'm kind of surprised that DauT is going for Cavaliers here. Not really switching his eco. He still has way too much on wood, but, well, the Viper still has 0 idea of what's coming his way.
Yeah, DauT is on a path here to maybe bring home a win. He's got work to do. He's got to pick the right moment to release the hounds here. But Cavalier upgrade coming, plate barding armor upgrade coming. DauT's knight production continues to roll forward, and maybe we see a decisive engagement here in a moment.
Well, and if you want to know how far the halberdy upgrade is, pretty easy, because we only are building the first barrack just now. So the transition to defend against Cavaliers, super far away for the Viper.
Yeah, what do you think about the Viper's towers on the right side of DauT's base? He continues to build a chain of towers on that side. He could certainly have saved that stone for a castle. I wonder if that can be effective over there, Nilly.
Well, at this point in the game, towers are so much better than... Oh, Cavalier attack through the center, 1 bombard cannon down. Let's take a look what DauT can do.
Yeah, DauT's rolling out with the Cavalier. He's got many of the defensive... He's got the defensive upgrades, but still lacking a little bit of damage. He's chasing down some Trebs, chasing down a Mango and some Monks. The Viper pushes in on the right side of DauT's base, but Viper gets cleaned up really easily there. DauT kept the longbows and skirms at home. So DauT cleans up 1 army. He has a couple of Cavalier that will run through the Viper's eco. Ultimately, not a huge amount of damage, but an expensive bombard cannon and mangonel on the front get killed from the Viper.
Ah, true. Oh, and bombard cannons at the top, at the front, Viper overextending. And let's maybe talk about that discussion, castle versus towers. Just compare the attack. It's 15 against 15, but 2 more range for the keep. So just in general, you have so much more area that you're controlling if you tower rush than with 1 single castle, compared like 5 towers to 1 castle.
Gotcha. Very good point. I'm watching as well. DauT's getting some really good mileage out of those Cavalier, just sniping down 2 more bombard cannons. DauT is now trebbing down the Viper's towers from distance, and DauT is really looking like, with about a 1k score advantage, he's looking like he's earned a really good spot here. How does the Viper try to win this game, Nilly?
Well, he is researching elite war wagons, but soon he will lose that castle. Then, as we mentioned before, invested a lot of stone into those towers at the right hand side. So elite war wagons won't be the thing that will carry him. He's now switching into barracks and some archery ranges. Maybe some trash units?
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to see the Viper make some transitions here. Just checking the scouting once again. The Viper is grabbing some of the relics. Viper has had a good bit of scouting advantage over DauT for a while, but neither player knows much about the middle of the map. DauT is starting to move out toward the middle of the map, or the right side rather, to build some stables. So DauT's got Cavaliers roaming around looking to do damage, and DauT is going to look to try to find a couple relics, find an extra gold pile or two, and increase his advantage. DauT's going Chemistry, Ring Archer Armor, Conscription on the way. Viper's grabbing Thumb Ring, and yeah, maybe we are going to see a little trash now from the Viper.
Well, and trash means you need to have a solid eco. He's still trying to defend cost efficiently. Look at his resources. Maybe he's trying to tech towards onagers? Or why is he not getting the resource on this map? Now he's going for skirmishes.
Yeah, elite skirm coming from the Viper. Viper he's not got a lot of line of sight on any extra resources except for some stone and some gold on the left. The whole right side of the map remains unscouted. Trebs from DauT continue to work away from distance. The Viper, though, is trying to win that Treb war while he can. Light Cav coming from DauT, Iron Casting coming from DauT, and he's got a couple of Cavalier that just did a nice little bit of raiding in the Viper's base.
Yeah, that's so true. Taking away all that gold. At the front, though, he lost 4 traps, 5th one under attack as well. And that will stop the efficiency of the push from DauT significantly.
Yeah, DauT's going to lose those Trebs, all of them, at the end of the day. Viper is trying to get some good trades with the elite skirms and longbows, but I think DauT is getting some good trades, but I think Viper is quite fine. Cavalier are going to poke through the right side of the Viper's walls soon, and DauT is adding in more stables on the right. Yeoman on the way, Nilly.
Yeah, +1 range really helps you there. But honestly, DauT just mainly going for trash as well. Didn't think about relics early enough. We are in the 49-minute game and only 1 relic picked up. Kind of sloppy in that somewhat short fuel age game.
Yeah, the Viper continues to bank on his war wagons and skirms holding the middle with a couple of cannons nearby. DauT's got a lot of Cavalier roaming around near the Viper, and DauT's going to castle drop the right side of Viper's base to try to push in on that gold. DauT has broken the walls a little bit north of that area to the Viper's base, and he should flood into this eco right now with Cavalier.
Yeah, potentially some defensive towers there by the Viper. He's trying to defend. Population at 40 at the moment, the distance. Trying to go for pikeman defense, and now DauT is coming around with Cavaliers in the center again.
Yeah, DauT's Cavalier have been a really cost-efficient unit. He's really cleaned up a lot of important armies from the Viper, and now they do dive in, and they will clean up a couple of bombard cannons by the looks of it. Viper standing and fighting with the war wagons, but I think DauT wants the cannons more than anything else, and he will get the cannons.
And gets all the war wagons, will get the traps as well, and that was just super costly for our Norwegian player. Pop difference still stays at 40, but the army of the Viper got significantly weaker.
Yeah, DauT floating some resources. He can do pretty much whatever he wants at this point in the game. He's got a little bit of everything in the bank. The Viper, though, actually is floating 2k gold. That surprises me a lot to see so much gold in the Viper's bank account.
Maybe onager switch still an option against longbows. Not super efficient though. You're fighting off against 12 range there. SO sometimes won't even reach the Viper. At the moment going for the very long game here as it feels. I think he will go full trash and will try to make it a 1.5 hour game.
Maybe so. Elite Longbowman coming for DauT. The Viper's grabbing murder holes. Just keeping you guys up to date with the upgrades in case you weren't watching. We will see archery ranges coming from the Viper. We've seen a lot of elite skirms from him. And yeah, the Viper continues to sit on a mountain of gold. We will see what the Snake has in mind. DauT may dive in now with the Cavalier, though, on the bottom of the map, and maybe some more damage coming. But like you said before, Nilly, a lot of prophylactic towers protecting the Viper's eco.
Yeah, and look at the funny tower at the very bottom of the map, actually outranging the castle there.
Oh yeah. Viper slowly taking down that castle. Someday. Okay, solid 10 war wagons in the center for the Viper now. No real raid with the Cavaliers here. At the moment, game kind of stabilizing, and I feel that's not too great for DauT. Doesn't really have the greatest hussars there. Rally count still 0 to none. No, 2 to none. I think the longer the game goes, the better the chances for the Viper. Well, the Viper has towered literally everything inside of his base. DauT does have some good map control. He is taking one of the Viper's extra golds off to the right of the yellow base, but the Viper continues to hold the middle with war wagons and elite skirms, and DauT continues to wait for the right moment to get damage. DauT coming forward with a bunch more vills, another castle drop from the blue player. DauT needs to grab some relics. He can see a couple of them now. Needs to grab those. If this is going late game, those can help him a lot.
Yeah, really sloppy play. He only sees one actually. He's another one to the right hand side. Where's the fifth? Oh, he sees two. Okay. So DauT, yeah, he absolutely should take those. And now he's going for Werewolf, an upgrade that we wanted to see earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. DauT on the way to Warwolf. He is trying to treb the Viper away with a couple of trebs on the very bottom of the map. We got a couple of light cab out for DauT as well. And the Britons versus Korean matchup continues to roll forward. DauT with a nearly 1.5k score lead, continues to push out on the Viper, but the Viper continues to sustain. Who's winning the game right now, Nilly?
It's tricky. I think if it is reversed roles, I would have said Britons is winning this easily. But I feel the Viper, maybe if he just takes to Halberdier and Onagers, he could somehow still make it happen and pull this back. I think this game will take us at least 10 more minutes to have it when I decided.
Yeah, we will look forward to a nice long game. Everybody should settle in and grab an adult beverage of choice, I suppose, if you're an adult. Viper DauT sniping a bombard cannon. Viper's BBC lives there and actually could clean up 2 trebs, so that's pretty meaningful. Viper surviving on 5 HP. He's going to get 2 trebs with that, isn't he?
Yeah. So climbed up, and now big fights, losing so many war wagons there. I don't like that he's sending those war wagons so far to the front. Skirmishers should always be in the front and war wagons in the back.
Yeah, DauT's taking some big shots. That cannon with 5 HP, I can't get over it. It's launched 3 big shots onto that group of skirms. Eventually it dies, but there is the 4th shot coming in. That was a great cannon. He fought his heart out, but DauT will probably win that fight after all. Maybe.
He still is on the hill. Well, he doesn't really have good skirm reinforcement there. He is trying to send in more army in the center, but another castle is blocking him there. I think DauT kind of retreating at all sides, and suddenly the Viper 20 pop ahead. How did he do that?
Yeah, the Viper's got a nice little villager advantage, a nice little military advantage. Does have the elite war wagon upgrade, and he's giving DauT a run for his money. DauT's going for capped ram inside the siege workshops that are beside the Viper's base, and DauT is going to give it the old college try here in a moment. But the Viper in the middle of the map with just more archery ranges and barracks than you can shake a stick at, just continuously pumping the trash out.
Oh man, yeah, and now also switching into hussars. His eco is just great, 135 villagers, only 7 idle. DauT at 0 idle villagers. Those guys are absolutely on point when it comes to the macro here. Super impressive play by both.
Yeah, that's really crazy to think about. DauT did get on the ball and grab some relics, as did the Viper. Neither guy has claimed the one last relic on the map to the far right side, but we may see them start to scout that part of the map soon as everything else starts to run dry. DauT's ready for a big ram push here, Nilly. Do you think it's the right call to try to push in with the rams?
Oh, let's take a look. Oh, already prepared 8 of them. And yeah. Viper, no real knowledge about that, right? Let's take a look. Sees 1 siege workshop, so he could be expecting that. Let's take a look at his stables. Not too many hussars out just yet. I think they could do some reasonable damage.
Yeah, let's wait and see. It's going to be 9 or 10 rams from DauT before he pops them out of the siege workshop here. In the middle of the map, it's still quite a bit of a stalemate, I would guess, as DauT actually does sneak a couple of light cav past the Viper's defenses. And DauT here actually is going to get a couple of villager picks on this wood line. So going to grab a couple of vills from the Viper and make him bleed a bit. Still waiting for the rams to come out. Pop cap for DauT.
Yeah, obviously still pop cap for both. Those rams not really, well, ungarrisoned yet. No control over that hill. The light cav at the left hand side doing some reasonable damage, killing roughly 15 villagers here and still staying active.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely a good time for the I see dead people drop. There's a lot of dead villagers on that side. DauT's doing a pretty good job to mosquito bite the Viper wherever he can with these light cav. DauT's been very active in this late game with those light cav. Still waiting on the Rams. They're hanging over my head. I can't wait to see them pop out. DauT is now up to about a dozen Rams. So it is going to be a massive Ram push from DauT sometime soon.
Yeah, he's just waiting to slowly, like, pick up a bombard cannon, pick up a halberdier, and once he sees, okay, Viper, no real defense against those Rams, attack!
Yeah, man, it's time to get those Rams out. Viper still holding the hill with some wagons, but DauT is at the bottom of the hill with elite longbows, so DauT with a nice range advantage there, putting down some good damage. DauT's castle survives for now on the right side. What is Viper's plan to win this game, Nilly? He's been defending for the last about 5 to 10 minutes. I don't really see too much offensive maneuvering from him.
At the moment, he just needs to drag it out. Not much he can do. Camp the hill in the center there, tries to go for a lot of trash, set up his eco well, maybe get 20 more farms running, maybe mass hustle and make it happen. But at the moment, he needs to react, needs to defend, needs to drag this game out.
What's the biggest Ram push you've seen in a pro 1v1 Arabia game? Like, I mean, approximately how many Rams would actually make you go, oh my god, in this situation?
Well, I think I will never have an oh my god with capped Rams. If it's like 12 in Castle Age, like battling Rams, I could go oh my god. Or if it's like 20 siege Rams. But capped Rams, I think I have to go 44, oh my god.
DauT is going in with about 14 capped Rams. Nilly's not super impressed, but this is going to be pretty effective. We've got elite skirms and longbows around these units. The Ram train is rolling. Viper's pushing up the gut in the map, and it looks like these guys might do a little base trading. Viper might get into DauT's base, maybe, maybe not. But DauT is definitely going to get some good damage with those Rams.
Yeah, but for base trading you need siege, and DauT has siege, Viper does not. Therefore, DauT can just retreat and do the damage in the base of Viper. This looks good for DauT if you ask me.
Absolutely. DauT may be able to ram down quite a significant amount of the Viper's base. We still don't see, well, we see one dead ram now. The longbows from DauT are mostly on the middle side, but they can deal with some of the villagers who are trying to rush down the Rams. Viper's economy is going to go quite idle as his villagers try to deal with the melee damage on those Rams. Viper's doing some counter raiding on the north of the map, and oh god, DauT doesn't see it. DauT is just standing and dying. He's got about 20 dead vills now in the top of the map. But it may not matter if DauT can continue to ram down the Viper's base at home.
Wow, but that's, yeah, something he doesn't really see, obviously. So much going on at the same time. Still attacking the center. DauT is stabilizing there. And DauT still has a very strong army military count at the moment. 30 more for him as well.
This game is going to, it's here to stay. I don't think we're going to see a decisive blow yet. Maybe I'm wrong, but Viper's war wagons continue to use their mobility and continue to raid DauT. DauT continues to not react. He's got a lumber camp in the dead center of the map here, where he's just lost another dozen vills without even trying to garrison anybody. Viper's going to find DauT's other lumber camp on the bottom, so the Viper continues to really clean up a lot of DauT's vills. DauT's on 83 villagers, but DauT's ram push here could be decisive. We might just see no villagers left alive in a moment here, Nilly.
Yeah, it's really a blow into both ecos here. Big problem, Viper is switching into Lightcav, but look at those upgrades. Obviously, no bloodlines, only now +1 attack, only a +2 defense, no hustler upgrade. They aren't doing much if you have 5 longbowmen and 20 skirms.
Yeah, if we think about economies too, if we look at the bank accounts, DauT has 4k food, 1k gold. Viper has 800 food and 150 gold in the bank. So Viper's feeling a bit of a pinch. He has no more gold miners on the map, no more stone miners on the map. Probably neither player has much. But Viper definitely a little bit low in the way of gold.
Well, is that really important at the moment? Just mass skirmish, a light cav could decide the game. He's raiding the top, he's raiding the south. Might get cleared up there, but the pop difference is just so significant already.
Yeah, DauT's still got the 93 military, and a lot of these Rams are still alive. They are going to get cleaned up eventually, but DauT taking down a lot of the Viper's base, and we get the GG from Viper, and DauT has a 2-0 lead, Nilly. What in the world?
Well, if we see God against Burmese, we aren't surprised. But if we see Koreans, we really have to say, DauT, well played. Yeah, he had a good map. Viper, a lot of sloppy plays, but that's still, there aren't a lot of people in the world that win that game here.
Yeah, absolutely. DauT is a special guy, as we know. He's ready to give Viper a run for his money in this series. It is a best of 7. So I guess we can jump out of this and prepare for game 3. But any final thoughts, Nilly, about that game? Any final remarks about it?
If we do a winner's interview, I think we should really ask DauT how he wanted to approach the fight against the Koreans there. He had kind of a good map. His walls went like super aggressive, but he still had the defensive stone, he had the defensive wood, and Viper couldn't really break through. DauT with a solid play there.
Very, very solid play from DauT. As you said, a couple of uncharacteristic looking plays from the Viper. Maybe the Viper not at perfect form yet. Maybe still getting warmed up here as we approach game number 3 in this best of 7. Nilly, since we have a moment, tell me about the Apartment Cup, man. I mean, well, I know, but tell these viewers who may not be reading AoE Zone enough and may not be listening to your channel enough, what's coming up for us with the Nilly's Apartment Cup?
Okay. I will have an 8-day tournament in my own apartment. We will have the Viper, DauT, Lyri, MBL, Tato, and who did I miss? Lyri, MBL, DauT, Tato, Jordan. And all those 6 players will fight for a prize pool, 2.5k. They all have a hotel close by. We will have a cook. You will be there, Killer B. We will have Zero Empires. Eddie will stop by, Skittle. We will have a big meetup there. I think it will be, at least for me, it will be the Age of Empires highlight of the year. And I'm just looking so much forward. All the players, there's obviously so many stories going around. So just think about it. Like Killer B, we have some cold adult beverages, how you would call them, lying down at my couch and having a laugh together with the Zero Empires, while DauT and the Viper are casting Jordan losing to MBL. Wouldn't that be great?
I'm really looking forward to this event, man. This community is amazing. We have so many cool people, and your idea to have this apartment cup and to kind of bring everybody into a little bit of a nucleus, a little small area where we can all kind of hang out and spend a little more time together. It's going to be great. And there is a public meetup part of it as well, right? Is there an event associated with this one? Yeah,
exactly. For everyone who, well, people are coming all around the world, right? I maybe should post that link in the chat even. Yeah, so Saturday evening, we will have the big meetup. And as I wrote down there, nearly Viper, DauT, Jordan, Tato, Lyri, MBL, Zero Empires, Killer B, Eddie, Hiko, Skittle, and many more are going to be there. And you can all meet your favorite players, get an interview from Zero Empires, get a hug from Killer B. I think it will be a great evening as well.
Yes, I agree. I think it's going to be a really, really great time. So if you guys find yourself in the greater Hamburg area at the right moment in time, take advantage of one of life's nice little pleasures. You know, sometimes you're in the right place at the right time, and think about joining up for that meetup of the Apartment Cup. Viper and DauT have launched into the game room of game number 3 of this series, but they continue to sit there. So we are waiting for the actual game to launch. Thanks everybody for the support today. I'm not doing a great job at thanking all of the followers and all of the hosts and all of the subs and donations. That's all appreciated. I'll have to get back to all of you as the days go on. But for now, we're already ready for the next game with Mr. Nilly. Game number 3 coming at you right now. DauT with a 2-0 victory. And here we go. It's going to be the Malians for the Viper and Byzantines for DauT. I'm here with the pro player, pro caster, Nilly. Nilly, what are your thoughts on these civs to start off? Does it warrant a re? DauT's going to re immediately. Do you think this is smart?
Ooh, well, Malians is something he really doesn't want to play against. And Viper says, re is okay for me. Wanted to debate you.
DauT really wanted to debate the Viper, as you can see in the chat. And the Viper is going to allow DauT the re.
Ooh.
Very interesting. So that early re that everyone's been using is kind of going to be a little bit of a disadvantage for DauT. I think he wanted to play that game.
Yeah, did the Viper see that so early? That he had such a bad map? Well, he didn't have the greatest start, as we can see, but it's still Malians, right? Against Byzantines. Kind of one-dimensional. Huh. I think DauT's map was so much better.
Yeah, DauT's pretty fine here. He did say in the chat that he was bluffing on the re, but the Viper called his bluff, and we will go back, guys, and re-roll new civs. So game number 3 will relaunch, and we will see if these new civs are as good as they were in the last game. Viper with a bit of a civ advantage, but a map disadvantage. And I guess we'll find out soon how the re-roll looks. Excuse me.
Byzantines. So how are they called? We had a long discussion the other day. Are they Byzantines, Byzantines, Byzantines?
I feel like Byzantines actually makes sense because I've heard podcasts where people talk about Byzantium, I think, as the region that the Byzantines are from. So maybe that's correct. But I know that like bitchy girls, when they're calling other girls Byzantine, I don't know if you ever heard a woman call another woman that, but I used to know some girls who would throw that around and they would use Byzantine. So that's what I use. I learned it from catty ladies.
Okay, no, I've never heard that.
Yeah,
maybe I'm hanging out with too nice of girls.
Maybe so. Maybe
or
so.
No girls at all.
Well, you know, when you cast as many games as we do, it's you never know. Social life comes second, right?
Yeah, some people still live with their girlfriends in Sweden.
Some people do. Weirdos. We're ready to launch into the next game, and it looks like I will have a failure to launch. So I'll catch you in a moment, Nilly.
No, but I had the same failure.
Okay, great. Well, we are in sync, as always. Nilly and I on the same page, launching in to game number 3, guys. Let's see how the civs look for these two players.
Byzantines. Byzantines.
We will see Viper as Byzantines. Wait, what? What? The absolute opposite civ generation just happened, Nilly. Now the Viper gets Byzantines or Byzantines, and DauT gets the Malians. Is that not the opposite of the very last game we saw? Very nice.
That's so weird. That's so weird here, and well, we will see how they will try to play this out. DauT with, well, a somewhat open map to the front, I have to say. I like his back wood and back gold here, but walling possibilities to the front, not really existent.
Yeah, DauT finds all the sheep. He does have a little bit of a clustered up gold against his wood line. Back wood for DauT. Does have stone off to the side. His TC feels like it's not easy to structure. These guys are chatting away a bit, and we could still see a re or a veto before 4 minutes. On the snake side of the map, the Viper has the Byzantines, and he's got a nice wood line to the left. Behind him, a bit of stone. Probably a bit of a map that the Viper can structure and defend somewhat nicely, but main gold and berries are on the front. Maps look pretty okay for both guys, Nilly. I don't love DauT's situation having to take both his... I don't like his gold. His gold is just so ugly there. But what do you think about this matchup? Who's got an advantage here?
Probably Malians should perform pretty well. If you just think about maybe Gem Cults, probably out-countering all the trash options and camel options. Then DauT needs to go into... scout fight in the center!
Yeah, Viper's going back.
Oh, untypical for him.
Yeah, I think DauT got the first poke. Usually when the Viper says good luck, that means that he expects to win. That seems to be the case anyway when I'm watching. DauT lures in his boars. Viper could have been here to steal a boar, but DauT's scout was in the right spot. DauT continuing to scout around his side of the map. He will have the Malians because we've passed the 4-minute mark, and we will see this third game power through.
And DauT needed to loom quite early on, guys, so don't get overexcited that Viper is one villager ahead here. DauT will catch up there pretty soon. The Viper already walling quite a bit here with his villager at the top, but that feels like Nili says there is a hole, and there is no hole.
Another confusing one between the two players talking about re's and vetoes. DauT said, "Can we re?" Viper says, "Nope." So I think that DauT did ask for a re there, and the Viper is vetoing. DauT saying, "Oh God, can we re 11?" And DauT saying, or Viper saying, "Nope." So, all right, these guys are making it really hard for me to figure out who's calling what. But nonetheless, we'll play through this game and we'll figure it out after the match is done. Okay. DauT did grab Loom a bit early, grabbed his second boar now, and DauT, as the Malians, is going to continue to boom forward. Viper's done some good scouting on DauT's side of the map. DauT has been very diligent scouting his own side of the map.
Yeah, he will go for scouts, and yeah, so just scouting the area is fine. You will have a lot of map vision later on anyways. And oh wait, he's now building a barracks. He's actually going for a drush. That surprises me quite a bit. Okay. Or is he not? Oh, he was switching his idea. He just was sending a villager on gold and now switched him back on wood. So not really making up his mind.
Yeah, very confusing moment for DauT. DauT's going to drop a mining camp there. I might be, I'm 15 seconds behind the initial time, Nili. I'm not sure if we're on the exact same moment. I'm at 8 minutes now. 8:01.
Okay, then you're 2 seconds ahead even.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, DauT is going to send 2 villagers over to the gold pile on his side. Viper is going to jokingly ask for a re at 8 minutes of game time. Our player in the yellow trunks, the Byzantine player, has clicked up to the feudal age, the Byzantine player, and he's going to do it before DauT. DauT's got 22 seconds of idle time, or something happened that I missed, or what?
I think that could have been idle time for sure, yeah. By the way, DauT lost his scout, and that's why the Viper asked for the re. And
okay.
What did he say? Focus it off. Too old boy. Indeed. Okay, so M&A aggression from DauT probably, and the Viper should have full vision of that, positioning his scout perfectly.
Yeah, so you were thinking about scouts here, but it is going to be men-at-arms. Do you think that that's called for in this situation? I mean, what's on DauT's mind here?
He actually only goes for 1 militia and is pulling a villager away from gold. I have no idea what's DauT's plan. I think he switched his plans several times here. It was Drush at one point, then it was moving away from Drush, now it's just debating with 1 barracks. I think he will do a hidden stable close to his TC.
Yeah, DauT here probably should not have popped out that militia because he was holding the Viper scout hostage. Viper was waiting for those to pop out. And now it's clear that there aren't more militia. Stable coming down for DauT, as you said, closer to his TC. But now that the Viper doesn't have to stay in front of the barracks, he can probably circle around and find it. As Viper was saying when he was co-casting earlier today, Nili, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Lord DauT here it's a confusing build, isn't it?
It absolutely is, and he scouts 1 on gold, sees a second lumber camp, does not see any archer ranges, sees not enough farms for scouts actually. Viper really has to be scratching his head. He sees no deers pushed as well.
That's a very strange situation, but DauT is at least going to make it a little puzzling for the Viper here in Game 3. Viper's going to go immediately into double ranges, and for now it is double range skirmishers for the Viper. Viper has walled himself in pretty nicely, but still does not control any gold pile at home. So, yeah, Nili, the plot thickens here. Double range skirms right away for the Viper.
Yeah. Playing to the full bonus of his civilization here. Skirmisher, spearman. I want to see him maybe even attack here. 2 spearmen alone should be pretty fine against someone who goes for only scouts.
Yeah, and let me take a moment while this game starts to heat up to let you guys know that this is the KBAC Arabia Cup final. We are playing a best of 7 here. It is the Viper and DauT, maybe the 2 guys most people predicted to make it to the final. It's 1v1, random civs on Arabia all the way across the tournament here. Oh God, look at that villager from DauT.
A brave one indeed, and I'm not sure if DauT knows And now he knows. Oh god, I want to see his point of view there.
She must have been selected with the scouts. I have no idea why that Vil was out in no man's land. DauT's getting good damage on Viper, but Viper's TC is firing away on DauT's 2 scouts. So DauT with a really rocky start here, nearly. First 22 seconds of idle in the feudal age, a very weird looking build, and now his first 2 scouts are really not going to do any damage. Viper's going to turn around and try to hurt DauT back at home.
DauT switching on to skirmishers himself now, at least that's what I'm kind of expecting, but does not have the greatest food eco either, needs some more walls up, very low scouts. Oh, Viper could do a lot of damage very early on here.
Yeah, the Viper now is, I wonder what his blacksmith status is. The Viper does not have a blacksmith up, but he is starting to build one. I wonder if this is a situation where you can just run in under the TC with all those skirms if you need to. But for now, the Viper will push on DauT's walls in the middle of the map. DauT with not a whole lot to deal with this army because we've got 3 spearmen hanging out and a good number of skirms. DauT is basically into a mono army of scouts, but he does have 4 skirmishers now inside of this archery range.
Yeah, but no fletching for them either. Tricky situation. Viper now rushing out his blacksmiths and now switching into gold, so we'll add some archers later on.
Yeah, very interesting start from DauT, who's trying to add another archery range as part of his walls here. The Viper does have fletching, so he should be able to deny that. Going to push DauT away for a moment. DauT's fletching is on the way. Viper's on the way to wheelbarrow, and Viper's front gold, which was maybe a tiny bit of a liability early in the game, is totally safe. Viper's got DauT trapped inside of his base mostly. DauT scouts, though, could push out at some point in the near future. We'll see.
Tricky situation here for DauT for sure. Needs to wall quite a bit with 2 villagers there. Obviously the walls are quite cheap, and you can see Viper realizes, well, I will not really break through there. Let's take a look and scout some, but therefore his army split.
Yeah, really great engagement for DauT. He picked down the spearmen immediately, and then his scouts went ham on that group of skirmishers. And now the Viper is in full retreat. Viper could get cleaned up here. He's just got to run home.
Yeah, grouping up there. And, well, this looks pretty good for DauT. His eco should be better as well. Has fletching now and is killing quite a bit. Better KD for him. And Viper should lose his whole army there.
Yeah, the Viper's going to lose everything here. If DauT plays his cards right, he may not lose too many of the scouts. For now, it's none. Spearman getting focused down by the skirms, and DauT will win that fight, losing 1 skirmisher in total. So the Viper loses the whole army. He's going to come back with another army, but I don't think that army is ready to win the fight either for Viper.
Well, with only 1 spearman, not really.
Yeah. DauT could have engaged there, but he decided to go back for now and regroup. DauT's on the way to wheelbarrow, 200 food, 200 gold. The Viper is on 700 food, 200 gold. So we'll see the snake click up in just a moment.
And transitioning into archer and potentially camels after that. And then DauT needs to come up with a composition that I can't really name yet.
Yeah, the Viper definitely taking some damage, but on his army, that is. But pretty safe at home, finishing up what looks to be a full house wall and building wall, makeshift wall across the whole front, and a tower down for the Viper to boot. Viper's got a little stone in the back of his eco if he wants to mine a little more stone to get more TCs later. But for now, it looks like double ranges and a stable for the Viper are going to be the plan for the day. DauT's going to try to make something happen here, but I think Viper can hold this.
Yeah, easily. DauT will maybe grab a spearman, not even that. We'll run around. And as I said, we need to figure out what will be the castle composition of DauT here. Because skirmishes cannot really be the answer. I don't really like knights too much. Tricky one. Viper could really flat him here.
DauT's adding in a stable at home. He does have some more skirmishers queued up. I think he's just keeping contact with the Viper now. He doesn't really stand a chance to land any damage. Padded archer armor coming for DauT. Both guys will have +1/+1. Viper will hit the castle age first. And Mr. Viper, on the 1 stable double ranges, is just mostly focusing on archer production.
Yeah, so maybe full skirms for DauT is an option after all. And now goes for +1 defense, goes for bloodlines as well. Gives up that hill, and let's take a look what the Viper's focusing on. Seems like upgrades for his ranged units.
Yeah, Viper, Crossbow, and Bodkin Arrow coming in, and Thumbring immediately. The Snake coming across the map with a pretty good-sized army. DauT is in full retreat with his skirms. DauT's scouts are also coming back home now. The Viper did mine some stone long distance, so he was able to get another TC down in a pretty cost-effective way. We're actually going to see a villager stay out mining that long-distance stone, so maybe by the time the Viper has enough stone, he'll go for another TC there. For now, Viper coming forward. DauT probably has enough to defend this, I would say, Nilly, right?
Yeah, there's a solid 1 minute timing where the Viper has the advantage with all the upgrades. DauT is trying to defend with the hill there. Even a knight is coming around. DauT needs to run and save his army. I don't like that the skirmishers are not close to his CC here.
Yeah, DauT could have tried to get a little closer to home. He looked for a bit more of an engagement. Mr. DauT does have Elite Skirmisher coming. That first knight from the Viper is going to really do a lot of damage, and the second knight is in as well. No upgrades there, but versus skirmishers, they can do a lot. DauT does get his skirms back inside the walls, but Viper gets inside the walls with crossbows.
Could even run through. That's a big question. Is he trying to DauT? No quick walls here, and now the crossmen are coming in.
Yeah, the crossbowmen dive in under the TC. DauT is coming around from behind with skirms. He also has a couple of knights here. Viper is just selling out for villager kills. And the Viper will earn himself a 13 villager advantage over DauT, but he will sacrifice that army of crossbows.
Oh, and he was just one crossbow short to one-shotting those villagers. Needed to go for 2 volleys every single time. Otherwise, he could have killed 6, 7 villagers more. DauT heavily behind in eco anyways.
Yeah, it's a really good point, Nilly. Good job counting on that. Yeah, that's a really good point. If you can one-shot Vils, you're killing them twice as fast. So the Viper does get in some great damage, but who knows? Could have been more. DauT has bloodlines and +1 defense. He's searching around for a couple units here from the Viper. If we look at the TC situation, we see 1 town center for DauT back at home. The Viper did add in a second TC right away in the Castle Age, mostly, and now a 3rd town center coming for Viper. Viper staying on stone for a moment, so we'll keep an eye on that. But for now, both guys return to their corners. DauT significantly hurt, and the Viper will transition to camels and just play defensively.
And what I'm expecting out of the Viper is now just a small boom, play defensively, and like a 80 villager fast Imperial Age Arbalest push. And I don't see Malians having any answer to that, being so far behind. And that's why I believe DauT will just play this 1 TC full aggression all in.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. The Viper set DauT back a lot. I think both players know the situation. They both know how this is going to shape up in the late game. It's just about, can DauT execute a big push? I think the Viper's got a nice advantage in this game, as you said. He can just boom up a bit more. Byzantines with that cheaper Imperial Age by 33%. So, of course, he can click up. Viper can click up pretty early. Defending with camels should be cost effective. We are seeing a couple more stables, though, coming down for the Viper now, which, okay, that's kind of surprising, but maybe he's waiting for DauT with a big stable push from the blue player.
He saw the +2 attack on those knights, so he is fearing the big castle push here for sure. And, well, it's pretty easy to react to that if you just go for your cheap camels, +2 defense on the way for him as well.
Yeah, DauT's in a tough situation here. He's got a ticking clock situation, I would say. DauT's economy, by the way, guys, he is spending basically all the resource that he can to keep 2 TCs going and 2 stables. DauT's at a 22 villager disadvantage. He does have a couple of elite skirms on the map, but it is mostly, well, there's quite a few elite skirms with that push, but most of the investment is into these +2 defense bloodline knights. DauT will grab ballistics, and DauT's going to try to make a go of it. We'll see if he can do it.
At the moment it's just skirms against skirms, tower helping out. I don't like that DauT is not having siege at the front there. He is playing this kind of all-inish, then you need to make something work.
Yeah, absolutely. DauT is his only option here is to try to bludgeon this position down with knights and maybe run in through the Viper's eco, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. Viper is chasing some of the reinforcing knights around in the back with his camels. DauT is taking a lot of damage under the Viper's TC, but DauT's knights are starting to spread all over the place. They're low on HP, but they could do some damage.
And honestly, I think once those knights die, it's probably GG. The Viper is now going for knights himself, and... well, knights in the back are cleared up, did some eco damage, but the Viper is 20 villages ahead, is now going for husbandry, and will just be so much more cost efficient. DauT, well, he is on 2 TCs, but sloppy farm eco, gold still ugly blocked as we mentioned earlier, and DauT now transitioning into crossbows. Questionable.
Yeah, the Viper now just finishing husbandry so that he can chase those knights down more effectively. His camels are going to be pushed back by DauT, who's transitioning into crossbows with Botkin arrow already done. But the Viper definitely defended that big push from DauT in an extremely cost-effective way. The player in the yellow trunks is going to have enough for a castle soon. He's not going to imp super early, but we could see that coming not too far down the line. For now, Viper's got a lot of breathing room. DauT dove in Nilly. I think it's an okay choice because he was kind of desperate to do some damage there. He had to give it a try, don't you think?
I like that he stayed aggressive, but I just felt if he adds to mangonels and tries to take the same fight, he had a chance to end the game. Now he kind of, well, killed some eco to trade something off, but if you're behind in villages that heavily, you need to give yourself a chance to have a bigger impact than that.
Yeah, DauT chose to dive in, and now he's really behind the 8 ball. He's 22 villagers behind. Viper will add in a 4th TC. Viper is still not clicking up as quickly as maybe we might have predicted, but he is going to get a castle to solidify his position and some extra TCs. DauT is maybe not going to be in time to deny the Viper's town center on the right, but DauT has transitioned into crossbows and kind of doubled down on some castle age. Oh, he is going to deny that TC.
97%. Are you kidding me?
Okay, I see.
Well, he will get the TC up. That didn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah, the Viper left to quick wall out the knights. I don't know if he saw the crossbows. Yeah, that was a very weird moment, but the TC does get completed.
I honestly feel people are quick walling too much with palisade gates. It just feels so nice, and people, yeah, I can only do that like for a year now, and I want to abuse that fact. But I feel that clearly was a spot where you want to quick wall with a stone gate instead of a palisade gate.
Yeah, it's all muscle memory with those quick walls, and I guess the muscle memory for Viper there was a quick palisade. Viper's diving in with his camels, gonna engage DauT in the middle of the map. He's got a nice tight circle around DauT. Those camels from the Viper have +2 defense, +1 attack, and Viper gets a really clean, really good engagement. In DauT's win condition, shrinks to nearly 0%, and DauT will give the GG. Well played game there from the Viper, Nilly. Any final thoughts on this one?
Was this just one move, and I think DauT having his skirmishes on the outside of his walls really cost him. Just think about it. Those 8 skirmishes he lost at the left-hand side, if they were at the hill, at his gold, the Viper could never have moved in, and we could have seen a stable Castle Age game. Not this time.
Yeah, man, a good summary to the match. I'll quickly show people the achievements, and then we'll jump out of here and get ready for the next game. These guys have been going through pretty quickly launching the matches, so let's roll with it. It is getting on in the day after all. Just showing you guys real quick. Viper with 102 vills at the end of everything there. DauT just on 74. Let's jump out of here, guys, and see how the next game looks. Looks like they're launching already. Okay, we need to know about Rees and vetoes there. Looks like, I still didn't get any closure on that because the players have launched right away. That game was DauT saying, can we re please? And the Viper saying nope. So that feels like a use of a re, or an attempted use of a re, and then the veto being played. Yeah, I'm still confused about this, guys. Let's just see.
Well, maybe ask them instead of the chat, right? What they think they are at. Makes more sense, because if they say, well, but they aren't in the game, otherwise we would see the game as well.
Okay, do not disturb for the players in game, though. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to try to get their attention after this next one. My apologies for that, guys. I do need to take a moment and update the score. The Viper does grab one win, and we're immediately ready to jump into game number 4.
Game after game here. They really want to see blood, as it seems.
Yeah, man, we're getting a nice little treat here from the Viper in DauT. We're rolling into game number 4, guys. The score is 1 for the Viper and 2 for DauT. It's still a little unclear about the re-veto status, but we will work to figure that out. For now, we can enjoy a potential matchup of Ethiopians versus Magyars. This is KBAC Arabia Cup final. I'm here with Nili. What do you think about these civs, Nili?
Well, clearly 2 of the stronger civilizations. Magyars, we should see a lot of scouts. DauT, by the way, with very late sheep here, needs to loom quite early. And Ethiopians, beautiful civ to go into some aggression there with M&A and then transition into archers. Probably what they will go for in Castle Age as well. I think this will be a very aggressive one.
Yeah, let's look forward to that. We will have up until 4 minutes for players to try to restart their way out of the game. For now, it is Ethiopians versus Magyars. DauT playing in the blue on the left of the map has the 2-1 advantage. It is a best of 7, guys, and this is the grand final. So I hope that you're locked and loaded to go through a few more matches with Nili and I. And I hope we get 7 games. That would be a really good treat here.
My body is ready for that for sure. And let's see, DauT with an unfortunate map. Just go into his vision and what he scouted. He didn't even find a real wood spot that he wants to commit to. Now goes to the very north, but not super happy with that either.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for DauT. He's going to have his gold off to that side as well. Barry's on the front. Both players missing a lot of sheep early on, but they will probably figure it all out. None of those sheep are hidden in any super weird places. No laming has really occurred. Well, a little laming, but not too much in this series so far. And this game seems to be standing pat with that because both guys are just thoroughly scouting their own map and basically getting their own resources.
Yeah, maybe there was some off-battlefield agreement. Dude, let's just find our resources and play a fair game. Let's not push the variants. And, well, obviously they're super good friends. And, yeah, usually try to approach games like those.
Yeah, we'll see how this one shapes up. We have passed the 4-minute mark, guys, so we are going to be playing this one through. It is not going to matter about the re-veto situation just yet because this one is going through straight up. Nili, do you give a civ advantage to one side or the other, Ethiopians versus Magyars?
Not really, no. I feel... Oh god, and we're saying no laming, and look at DauT the shepherd. DauT the shepherd.
Yep, God is a shepherd, isn't he? So that kind of makes sense.
Oh, that was so fitting.
Ooh, Lord DauT stealing 4 sheep. Wow, that is crippling for the Viper early on in this game to lose 4 sheep. Oh my lord.
And that's so sweet. If you're going scout rush, well, DauT, he saw his second boar, yeah? That just makes it so much easier to transition after like 4 scouts into farms. You can delay them so much more. Can even send a villager on wood or 1 villager less on wood. Just so nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Viper will grab some gold at the moment. Maybe thinking about a true drush here. 10 gold being grabbed by that vill on the back of the map. DauT is there immediately to scout it. DauT so far with a nice early game, stealing those sheep, circling around Viper's TC, getting a little intel on his opponent. One nice thing for DauT here is that the Viper really will keep looking for those sheep for a while. Or may keep looking for those sheep for a while. He probably doesn't assume that DauT found both of the extra 2 sheep patches. So Viper may keep looking around and won't get the good scouting information that he needs.
And that's always such a relief if you feel like, okay, where's my second boar? Where's my second boar? And then you see the enemy with only 25 HP. Okay, he got it. I can stop searching. But if you see a full scout of the enemy, you still have no idea. Did I miss my sheep? Does he have 12 now against my 4? He will never know.
Yeah, Viper is going to move out to the right side of the map, and a Drush in this case feels a bit weird, but if you think about the Viper's inability to really want to get onto gold, he can use that wood instead on a mill on the deer patch, and maybe he can make it work here. I mean, I'm kind of shooting an arrow and then painting a target around it, but Viper's going to make the best out of a weird situation. He is Ethiopians too, so he'll get the other. Go ahead.
Speaking of weird situations, go into the point of view of the Viper. Where is DauT? The Viper still doesn't know. So that will be kind of a blind rush into an enemy that is going for a defensive rush.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just thinking the Ethiopians boost there will be very nice. So the Viper can go man-at-arms as well. For now, DauT is walling himself in. The Viper has just found pay dirt. He's found DauT's economy. But I don't know. There's not a lot here for the Viper to harass easily. If DauT drops another house toward his TC, DauT's not going to quick wall there. Okay.
Oh, that's just sloppy.
He will get some good value out of TC arrow fire, and DauT will push this all back. Viper taking a little bit of damage on his militia and scout. And here goes that fight, Nilly.
And should have waited for the feudal age to get the +1 attack from free forging. Now he's taking the fight.
Yeah, and DauT should clean this up pretty nicely now. Did add in an extra militia. Viper is going to not be able to kill any of those militia from DauT. And the Magyars player is up and going forward. And I'm confused, Nilly. What happened? Oh, yeah, Viper's still in the Dark Age. That's why there's such a villager discrepancy. Viper is starting to wall himself up. He's got some nice cliffs to work with. Is this a Drush FC situation for the Viper?
Well, kind of is. And the Viper scouted so poorly that at the top he was sending 3 villagers trying to find some areas to wall. But his map is still so open. This will get very tricky for the Viper if DauT, well, will get any aggression rolling.
Yeah, DauT is going to, for now, put pressure on the house of the Viper there. I don't think that's the ideal situation for him. He's not getting in through that area. But DauT's scout is a little bit further off to the right, and he can see that the Viper is open, where he's taking his deer, where his gold is, and maybe even Viper's wood line, unless the Viper quick walls. Viper on the way to feudal age. He's going to get a little bit of boost since he is playing as the Ethiopians, 100 gold, 100 food when he hits the next age. So the Viper needs to gather 100 gold if he wants to FC here. It's going to be dicey for a true FC. He's only on 280 food and 10 gold at the moment.
This is so dicey indeed. And well, luckily he will get +100 pretty soon. But even then, what is he transitioning into? Not really into any army here. Archers, not really, well, an option as well. And this looks pretty good for our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, if DauT can kill one of those vills, that vill will die with 30 food in its hands. DauT not able to scout block those villagers. Viper quick walling on the other side and building up an archery range. Yeah, the FC opportunity seems to have passed, but the Viper needs to do some work to get a defense going. DauT's coming with towers, and he's going to double leg both of the Viper's stone piles with that first tower.
Yeah, let's take a look. And I just feel DauT could build a tower behind the wood line. And if the Viper defends that one, as he is now, another tower at the gold should be so deadly for the Viper.
Yeah, let's see how this shapes up. DauT has gone into men-at-arms. The Viper is still floating 500 food, which of course is not ideal for him. Viper moving over to stone to try to defend against the towers, but DauT's tower is already harassing the Viper's stone mining vills on that side. Viper's tower goes up, but DauT's men-at-arms get out before they die. DauT will delete his tower and move back to place another. DauT's aggression here nearly could find a little bit of pay dirt. The Viper is kind of in a weird spot. This is a very weird spot for Viper.
Indeed. Well, at least he has 2 archers out now, and 2 archers are pretty good to defend against some M&A. I think those won't come in if the Viper pays attention, or are they getting in again?
Yeah, they are going to get in. The Viper is going to engage this and should be okay if his archers are nearby. Nice quick palisade from the Viper, making that one man-at-arms trapped. And DauT's M&A here are basically going to be cooked at this point.
Yeah, and Blackness now at the top from DauT. Is he looking into Castle Age? He has an archer range. It's kind of surprising to me that he's rushing out the blacksmith like that.
I wonder if he's just trying to get a little more. If DauT had one more range, I think he can reach the Viper's Vills on stone there. That could help, but I'm not sure what's on his mind.
7, 8. Well, he won't reach the wood line. And stone. No. That wasn't enough. Now he's building another tower. That one should be better.
Yeah, DauT can now harass the Viper's stone eco, I think. He did just kill a villager on that side. Yellow player Viper is moving over to no man's land, kind of, with a couple of villagers. Maybe going to think about a new lumber camp. DauT continues to put on the pressure. DauT's got a little advantage here, nearly, doesn't he?
I honestly don't see that. No, skirmishers won't really do much. The Viper can maybe do some with his archers. The Viper's fine with the defensive towers. I feel like DauT kind of wasted this advantage, or like couldn't really, well, make it happen.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. Padded archer armor coming for the Viper. We will see the Viper losing another Vill on that side. It's a couple Vill advantage for DauT, but as you said, the Viper's defensive towers are keeping his situation afloat. That main gold on the right for the Viper was something that we expected DauT to target, but DauT has not been able to do that yet. For now, DauT is coming forward with more skirms. The Viper tried to prod with a couple of archers, but did not find any villagers to pick off. DauT just continues to wall himself in.
Interesting. How did DauT not do the damage there? Kind of interesting. With 4 M&A, well, he did 1k damage against an archer range. That won't really help him. Didn't control the gold at the same time. Did get in with 4 M&A, but only 1 could fight. Beautiful block there by the Viper. I'm quite impressed how well the Viper managed that. I think a lesser player could also be in game 5 here.
Yeah, the Viper finding a way to get some damage on those M&A. It was a weird build for him, but it will work out. Viper's on the way to Castle Age now. His stable is coming up. DauT will be a few moments behind. DauT just finishing up Wheelbarrow. DauT's 4 Vills, though, are looking... They got a mean look in their eye here, Nilly. Those villagers are coming forward for another tower, aren't they?
Yeah, but that tower is too far away. And only 5 skirms. Viper will just build 1 scout and we'll push this back.
Yeah, this situation for DauT is probably a full-on retreat. He does bring a couple more skirmishers into the fray, but Viper, with that quick gate, is going to slow down DauT's retreat a bit. DauT might be able to get back into his tower here at some point, but the Viper's defense has been very, very solid. And we're going to see the Viper hit the Castle Age with a nice advantage time-wise over DauT. DauT's still only on 600 food, 280 gold.
Quite surprising, isn't it? That he had so much more, had all the aggression. The Viper moved away from his FC, but so much faster towards the Castle Age. Was it the aggressive villagers and the towers that he went so much heavily on stone?
I suppose it has to be. I don't really know. I mean, I'm not quite sure. You know, the Viper gets that 100 food, 100 gold, so that can be helpful. But I'm not sure how DauT is so far behind on the Castle Age click. DauT for now is going to be defending with some skirms. Viper will get in to try to pick off some of the towering villagers. But DauT's got a ton of skirmishers around here, and it looks like that tower is going to go up. DauT clicks the Castle Age now. Viper clicks crossbowman.
Well, let's take a look. Defensive TC there that probably should not be stopped. Question is, do we see any upgrades on those scouts? Not really. +1 defense obviously would help so much, but the Viper, only 1 blacksmith, needs to focus on upgrades for his crossbowman first.
Yeah, DauT's diving in, and he could do some damage on this TC. It's going to take a lot of skirmisher shots to kill a Vill at this point, but DauT's going to get one, maybe even a couple. Viper's town center is now on 70%. And DauT gets a little damage before the knights come in and ruin the party.
Oh, are they really ruining the party? 1 spearman around now as well, and it seems the CC will go up. And DauT is only focusing on those crossbowmen. Interesting micro here by our player from Serbia.
Yeah, interesting indeed. Viper adding in a second stable. His knights have gotten decent mileage so far, but they're still unupgraded. DauT's villagers on the front, well, 3 of them are still alive. And for now, they're holed up inside of a castle. DauT has finished off his full walls, and behind this, DauT is adding in double stables, Nilly.
So two things. Why would Viper ever build his stable over there? I'm pretty sure that's Jabation. And take a look at the left hand side, the Viper trying to free himself to get back to his stone.
Yeah, very interesting point. Dropping it right in the line of sight there. Siege Workshop coming for the Viper now. DauT's going scale Barding Armor. Maybe a little bit of a debate, maybe a little bit of gamesmanship here. We'll have to see. For now, the Viper with an incredibly solid defense versus the towers of DauT. DauT hits the Castle Age, and it's basically a 1 TC, second TC for the Viper. It feels like a pick'em sort of game, though. I think this is still a really close, even match.
Kind of have to agree. Well, Villagers slightly ahead for the Viper. Obviously, he is more open. He can get raided quite a bit. And, well, now he goes back into production out of his stables. But Ethiopian stable, as we all know, pretty damn bad.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Viper is going double stable knights here. Well, 2 stables, they're often busy. Third town center is going to be a priority for the Viper on the bottom of the map to have a nice safe gold and a wood line there. Viper's Mangonel is out, and he should be able to deal with DauT's towers now. DauT is chasing around a couple crossbows and getting in some damage. But DauT has had a clean game after defending against the Viper early on. He hasn't been bothered for quite some time.
Yeah, that's true. And he completely hid his knights, right? The Viper, when did he scout the base last time? No idea. He saw the 2 archer ranges, and now the knights could maybe take him completely off guard. DauT could also have went for mass CA here.
DauT's knights are going to arrive just in time to save some of these villagers. Not that one, but the rest of them. Forward Monastery coming for the player in blue. DauT's going to run in with the knights and get some damage. Viper's got a couple crossbows on the other side of the map and 1 knight, which we'll keep an eye on. But DauT right now has some potential to raid this eco.
Yeah, no +2, no bloodlines, so they won't perform too well against all those towers and TCs. Now 2 defensive camels. I feel like those knights won't do too much, but, well, they will increase the map control. Maybe they can do something at the stone. Viper needs the quick wall.
Yeah, Viper's going to drop a couple quick houses and palisades and should be quite okay. First 2 camels arriving for the Viper, and as you said, those towers continue to fire away. Viper could trap DauT in and is going to trap DauT in with a couple of palisades. Just needs 1 more.
He couldn't. Oh god! He didn't have enough wood for a palisade. He bought some more wood to build that last palisade there.
Wow, what a moment for the Viper trapping those knights. In the meantime, he's got a couple crossbows annoying DauT on the other side, but that was a big moment for the Viper. Going to take a lot of wind out of DauT's sails. DauT with the sneaky knights brought them all forward and just didn't get any return on investment there.
Oh god, that was so epic. Oh, how did he... he tried to quick wall, realized he didn't have enough wood, instantly jumped to the market, back to the villagers, finished the quick wall and killed off the raid. Incredible play by the Viper.
Man. Viper is cleaning up a bit of DauT's aggression. DauT with a couple of monks in the mix is trying to convert some of these camels while he can. But DauT does look like he's run out of a bit of steam. Double stable knights seem to still be coming for DauT, and he's going to keep trying to push on this area. Viper is still towering up. It is 3 town centers for the player in yellow. 70 vills for the Viper, 60 vills for DauT.
3 TCs on both sides. Knight production, could you maybe switch away from that? What would you think about switching to CA from our Magyar player?
I like it. I mean, I don't know if the Viper is gonna. I assume the Viper would expect that. DauT has spent some resource upgrading these knights, but yeah, I mean, CA make a lot of sense versus camels, don't they? Seems pretty good.
Yeah, you're also very mobile against potential crossbowmen. You don't fear shotels at all. And take a look at the right-hand side. What is the Viper preparing there?
Yeah, castle coming up for the Viper to protect some vital resources on the right of the map. Viper's camels continue to roam around, but it's not a very big military for the Snake, who has still yet to do anything offensively this game. It's been a very defensive match for the Viper, but he's held very nicely.
And that really shows you how calm this guy can react under pressure. One of the best players in the world is trying to go at your throat. You have not the greatest map there. Try to do risky FC and still hold this on and actually have the villager advantage. That's impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The Viper is doing very nicely in defense. DauT is going to keep the pressure on with a couple of mangonels, trying to bludgeon down some of the front of the Viper's base. We've also got a few of those +2/+1 knights. Magyars player is beefing up his economy at home. DauT is 8 villagers behind, but he's got a very nice economy that probably includes no idle time and now includes a 4th town center. So DauT has not had to jump in and out of towers back at home. He's been unbothered. His 4th TC should help him catch up on the Vil count a bit. And the resources for both guys dictate that we're going to be in Castle Age for a bit longer.
And I just wanted to ask you, what do you think DauT is going for? Is it more knights or more CA? And, well, the answer is, why not both?
When given a choice between knights and CA, always choose both. And actually, DauT will choose a 5th town center as well. So DauT's really going to stretch himself a little thin, trying to keep 2 ranges, 2 stables, and 5 TCs going at this point in the game. But why not?
Well, he feels like the map of the Viper is pretty open, and he is somewhat right. He's controlling one of the gold spots there at the front.
Really, look at the wheelbarrow time here from the Viper.
Oh, well, that's what happens when you're under heavy pressure sometimes. Never really feel like you have the time to do that, but yeah. Viper, well, that should have been earlier. We can agree on that.
Yeah, so DauT is coming back with some more units, and that might explain to us why the Viper is not any further ahead than he is on his eco side. DauT's going to try to bludgeon down the center of the Viper's base, and his CA should allow the Knights to get in. Viper having to abandon ship on the stone pile, and it's an interesting spot for the Viper. I mean, DauT's aggression here is not falling on deaf ears. It's going okay for him. He's going to get in.
Well, but what did he get? He got one house, and at the same time he gave up all the aggression at the right hand side, giving Viper control over another gold spot here.
That's very true. The Viper's new castle does solidify a new gold position. The Viper does have a good backwood line. DauT is going to take some buildings if he wants them with mangonels for now. He will be able to get a lot of damage in. He might be able to get the Viper's TC. But Viper, of course, is reinforcing this position, and it's going to be interesting to see who gets the better end of this.
The Viper finally going for real army again. Mangonel and crossbowman defense here. Trying to make something happen. Mangonel at 7 HP here. Do we see a trade-off? And Viper winning this one.
Yeah, Viper winning the trade, and both guys have the resources to click Imp. The Viper will do it first by a few seconds, but DauT should be there in just a moment, clicking his Imperial upgrade as well. So both guys on there. Oh, Viper might get another mango here for free. DauT is going to get a glancing blow on that mangonel, but yeah, DauT loses both mangoes for free.
Real DauT man. Still no +2 on his knight, something I really wanted to see. DauT, also the collected relic at the front, will be ungarrisoned pretty soon. And Viper, well, he will just go for probably Arbalest, maybe some onagers as well. And the Viper, I think, should be in a fine position here. Transitioning into Imperial Age. DauT, what is he going for? Is it full CA?
Looks like it. I mean, well, Thumbring did come in and he did just grab the armor upgrades. We've got 4 ranges now down for DauT and a 5th one on the way. So it seems like a pretty strong commitment to some CA here from DauT. Castle coming up on top of the hill. These guys are going to return to their respective corners, Nilly. They're both going to hit Imperial Age soon. I still think it's a toss-up of who's going to win this game.
Well, somewhat it is, yeah. DauT is ahead by eco, is ahead by mobility, map control. But the Viper, well, if he goes on to mass Arbalest, I don't really know how well Ethiopian Arbalest perform against Magyars CA. Those are pretty strong.
I think you're about to find out. I think we're both about to find out, because that looks like how these guys are setting this match up. While we have a moment here as these guys go to Imp, I'll just remind you guys, this is a best-of-7 grand final for the KBAC Arabia Cup. This was a tournament funded by the viewers of my channel. And it's actually, Nilly, maybe you didn't know this, but it's actually kind of a nice little last boost. I'm thinking that Twitch has asked me if I want to apply for partnership, and I think having a big event and a bunch of viewers is going to put me over the top for that. So,
yeah,
wish
absolutely.
me luck, man. Wish me luck.
Long overdue, mate. Like, how many viewers are we having? Like 800, obviously. Like, yeah, you deserve it, my friend.
Well, I'll be happy to give an application. Hopefully, I can join a very exclusive and cool club, which includes so many of the greats, including Mr. Nilly. But anyway, enough about me. Enough about the tournament, guys. You should know it's best of 7. You can see the score. This game is digging in for an imperial fight that could last a little while, and you set up the big fight here: Ethiopian Arbalest versus the Magyars CA. Let's see how it goes.
Well, it's obviously easier for DauT to dictate the fight, right? Both with 8 range, but mobility on the side for Mr. DauT. He's trying to get the extra gold spot in the north, also at the same time camping the extra gold spot in the south, trying to get more map control, getting more relics. He is setting himself up beautifully for the late game.
Yeah, I mean, as nicely as the Viper has protected the vital part of his map, DauT has not overcommitted too much, in my opinion, to anything particular, and I think he's got a nice, strong army of heavy CA, which are rolling in, chemistry coming, ring archer armor coming, Parthian tactics coming, and DauT is going to do maybe some damage here, 40 military for each guy, and as you said before, DauT with the mobility, can he make use of that mobility? Viper, obviously, much slower on the map.
Well, I would be surprised if DauT takes any bad fights pretty soon. I think it has to be the Viper going for mass halberdier arbalest siege push through the center. Very one-dimensional. DauT can run around all game long, and then DauT decides to take an engagement. And if that one isn't going too poorly, I think he is the one to take this game.
Yeah, DauT's going for the elite Magyar Hussar here. The Viper will go for the Halberdier upgrade and capped ram. DauT finally on the way to chain barding armor. That will help him a bit in the following engagement. But yeah, you're right. DauT gets to choose his battle, gets to choose his moment.
The elite Magyar Hussar is also so good in late imp. Such a strong unit with the 0 gold investment. Just ridiculous. In those games, Magyars? Pretty damn sexy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, DauT may decide to take an engagement now. He's got the Viper's Arbalest. Viper is microing up the hill. DauT firing away. Don't know if DauT commits to this fully, but I guess he is going to go in with the Knights. Knights are soaking up some damage, but they are melting under the Arbs. Cav Archers fighting uphill. I don't really love that fight for DauT. Do you, Nilly?
I don't like that he had 12 of those CA down. I feel like he's winning that fight, but it could have been so much better for him.
Yeah, DauT wins the fight and does get some more map control, but it does come at a cost of some Knights and quite a few CA. But hey, at the end of the day, the Viper's Arbalests are gone, and the Snake is down to 13 military. Viper trying to add in some halbs, trying to hold the line still. Very defensive game all game long for the Viper. And DauT still in the driver's seat with that big group of heavy cav archers.
Yeah, and speaking of those Knights, I think he used them quite well for that late game. He doesn't really want to go for them, and just using them in a somewhat close fight is kind of perfect there. He only wants to go for Magyar Hussar and heavy CA from here on.
Yeah, okay. I'm on board with that. What's interesting about this game is that the Viper is massing up in a very small space, so he's kind of got this reinforcer's advantage. DauT is trying to poke in and get some advantage where he can. Both guys are full boomed. But of course, that means that DauT with map control can take all of the extra gold and stone piles that are scattered around the map, which kind of makes it so that the Viper needs really cost-efficient fights for a long time. We'll see if Viper can get that, but now those elite Magyar Hussar are starting to get into the eco.
Oh yeah, and that gets so ugly to play, losing a trap at the front as well, and now it's just DauT's time to attack wherever he wants. He can see, okay, do you have any weak spots, and will exploit them to perfection.
Yeah, DauT right now is looking like he's in a really nice spot, spreading the heavy CA everywhere. Military count for the Viper has caught up. It is a lot of elite skirms with a couple of show tiles. Viper on the way to plate mail armor, does have some halbs roaming around the map, and does have a good death ball of mostly skirms, but a couple of arbs on the bottom. Viper will TC in the right-hand side of the map a new or extra gold pile and keep his economy alive for a little bit. But DauT is floating 4K wood, 2K food, and 2K gold.
True deathmatch player here. Yeah, he didn't lose army for quite some time, always running around dictating fights. And I have to ask you, what do you think about that shotel switch? Was it more of a misclick, or is that a real transition that he's planning to do?
I think it must be a misclick because I just saw 2 or 3 of them. It's mostly been halves for the Viper. I'm not sure. Seems weird to go show tells here, but we will have to see if that's the case. Viper is engaging DauT. DauT's happy to stand and fight with his heavy Cav Archer upgrade in. Viper's army is coming kind of one by one. The skirmishers are slowly working over. If they had engaged all together, it might be a different story. But DauT will get some good trades. Viper coming with more elite skirms in the north. Maybe Viper can clean that army. In the meantime, DauT is trying to raid on the other side, but Viper is doing okay to stop it, except for the Hussar that sneak into that back wood line.
Yeah, and Hussar at the front and at the woodline. Pretty nice play. And we have to start thinking about what woodline is Viper really taking at the moment.
Yeah,
Try to find it.
Absolutely, he's having a serious issue taking wood. He's got 58 wood in the bank, does have the siege ram upgrade just coming in, but no wood lines really, because DauT continues to raid him on all fronts.
Oh, man,
DauT's going to take this
Hussar.
game, Nilly.
Yeah, I think so as well. He is playing this so nicely. Maybe with some siege rams. I think what the Viper should have done is really stonewall a third of the map and go for one big push through the center. Not only Arbalest, also Halberdiers there. Upgrade them a bit more. Look at that, they still don't have the attack upgrades. And then with one final push, maybe end it. But this, I run behind your army, that's not going to work.
I know it is the Viper. He can always make crazy things happen, but DauT really has had the Viper in a very small corner. One shining light for the Viper is that he does have a gold in the south of the map, but it looks like DauT is just arriving at that gold with some Hussar to at least idle that gold economy. I don't know how long DauT has known about that, but that's been kind of Viper's saving grace, that one extra gold, and that is now going to be bothered for a while. DauT trapping down the Viper's front base, knocking down the castle. And I see a clear path to victory for DauT. The Viper is going to have to do something really special to not lose this game.
Yeah, and at the moment it's not gold being the limiting factor. It really is wood here, and the Viper, no control of that, has to tab out here.
Wow, GG comes in. DauT takes a 3-1 lead in this best of 7, Nilly. Are you surprised by this?
Well...
I am. I'm beside myself here, surprised.
Well, if you ask me, is there a tournament where DauT could be ahead 3-1? Obviously, this tournament allows that. But still, it's not like DauT had completely free wins there with the Tiffs. So, pretty impressive play by him. But also, another game where the Viper went for a strategy, kind of because he had -4 sheep. We have to still mention that. That's why he went for this Drush into FC. But I think probably Drush into Flush would have been the better option with that poor map of his.
Yeah, the Viper had a weird early game, and DauT just kind of took things over in the mid to late Castle Age. DauT, guys, is going to have a 3-1 lead in this best of 7, and the only condition for the Viper to win this series is to now take 3 games in a row from DauT, and we'll see if he can do that. Maybe you guys out there are looking for kind of a new guy to win. I mean, DauT's not new, but usually the Viper is winning all of these 1v1 tournaments. So let's play a little bit of DauT's hype song. I'm sorry you won't hear it, Nilly, but you'll have to imagine 1970s Staying Alive from the Bee Gees.
Ah, yeah, I heard that before. I will dance to it anyways.
I won't play too much because we will get that part of the rec muted. But guys, DauT has been staying alive and thriving in this series. He looks to put this one away in game number 5. Viper and DauT have they're just about ready to launch into the match, so we should be ready to go in just a moment. Boy, Nilly, can DauT just close this out here? I mean, obviously, yes is the answer. I mean, he's won 3 games, but this would kind of blow my mind a bit if DauT were to win 4-1. That's a decisive win.
And we will hear him talking about this event for quite some time if that happens.
I think DauT and I will become best friends, and he'll want me to run this tournament over and over and over.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well, he won Clash of the Hippo 1, I believe, 5-4 in the finals against the Viper, and he said that was the most fun tournament he ever played in.
Maybe it's the curse of Nilly. Maybe it's you being here that is giving DauT some sort of a boost.
Don't know about that. Well, it's kind of weird, right? He is always out there, kind of in the top 10, top 15, but like there was 1 or 2 winners, or I think it was only Nikov winning 1-1v1 tournament, DauT winning 1-1v1 tournament, and Viper winning 18, I would say, out of the last top 20. Yeah, 1v1 tournaments. Oh, wait. Mr. Yo winning the 1v1 Arabia tournament.
Mm-hmm. And it's a good point. Now that you're bringing up those stats, it reminds me of the brackets. We had people predicting on challenge, as I like to say, who would win this series. We had 25 people enter, 24 picked the Viper, 1 person picked DauT, and that person is going to get a gold star from Killer B if DauT can pull this out.
Do you know the name of the person?
Maybe I can check real quick before this. If this game doesn't launch yet. Yeah.
I will quickly grab a drink and you find out on challenge.fr.
Challenge. Let's see. The person who picked DauT is somebody picked Stark. So the Viper did not have a clean sheet. We have right here. Oh my God. It's a friend of the channel. It's Tim C. Loves Blue Horseshoe, picked DauT to win over Viper. Granted, he had Winchester going deeper in the tournament, so he doesn't have a perfect bracket, but this could be the case. But you know what, guys? Don't count your chickens before they hatch, because there is a lot of work left to do. The Viper is not going to go down without a fight, and we will see the next game launching right now. Here we go, guys. A great way to continue the day. It looks like DauT is going to get Burmese in this situation, and the Viper is going to get Aztecs. Once again, guys, it's the grand final, best of 7 between the Viper and DauT. If DauT wins this game, it's all over. And this is Killer B's Arabia Cup, again, funded by the channel. Thanks to everybody who's been donating over the past few months. I'm here with Mr. Nilly AoE, and we are locked and loaded. What do you think, Nilly, about Aztecs for the Viper versus Burmese for DauT?
Well, it seems like Viper wants to take advantage of his Eagle Scout and instantly goes for the lame here. Look where he's going. And Jackpot arrives pretty early, and he will go for the early lame here.
Yeah, and he'll probably find DauT sheep. Usually you run home a little bit of a different route with your Eagle than you ran there, and that's going to lead the Viper straight to DauT's sheep. So DauT here may lose a boar into sheep and may ask for a re, but we'll find out in a moment if DauT's going to do that. It's time to get serious for the Viper, and a little lame coming in finally from the Snake.
Honestly, Burmese is so good against Aztecs. I would be surprised if he takes a restart. But we saw earlier today Hira against the Viper. That was also Aztecs against Burmese, and somehow the Viper made it happen.
Yeah, the Viper is on the door of 2.7K 1v1. He's out there on the top of the ladder last time I checked. DauT is not quite as impressive in rating, but certainly has accomplished a lot in his career. Very good 1v1 player. And I think part of the shape that DauT is in, as you alluded to earlier, Nilly, is this huge ECL tournament coming and this huge Apartment Cup tournament coming. DauT's looking to get in shape, man. And maybe he can get a win here in game number 4, but the Viper will have 2 of DauT's sheep. The Viper also finding his own resources by the looks of it. And it's a pretty darn good start for Viper.
Yeah, surely. And, well, I think the Viper, DauT was the first one to break 2.6K, right? On W1v1?
I would believe it, yeah. Is this, do you mean recently, or is this a while back?
Yeah, no, this was like 4 months back, I would have said.
Okay, yes, I saw those games. It was he and Tato, I think, at that breaking of 2.6K, if I remember right.
Yeah. So I think he's still like 4th highest rating ever. Like Vivio took him now, and maybe Yo?
Yeah, that's interesting to think about. The ratings do continue to tick up a little bit, but the Viper, the hands-down favorite in people's minds to start this game, but Tim C called DauT, and Tim C might be right. It was Tim C AoE Nilly who was the one guy who went for DauT in the challenge bracket. We'll see.
Tim C. Okay.
I don't know if you know this guy, but
no.
Just a guy who likes to watch Age of Empires. So just like the rest of us. But hey, he's right, maybe right this time. But DauT's going to have to earn another win. Certainly, Burmese will be a good opportunity to do it. 5 minutes, 30 seconds. We are way past the time to call a re. DauT is saying the only way you win because the Viper has stolen his resources, and DauT will come out to the middle of the map to mill his deer. Is that lame enough, Nilly, to equalize the civ difference here for the Viper?
Okay, a lot of things I want to mention here.
Okay.
First, answer your question. Well, the longer the game goes, the better Burmese still is. So I feel... Yeah, I think Viper should have an early advantage. Second thing, you saw DauT going really early with 5 villagers on wood here. So he realized it's likely that I got lamed and that I need to add farms pretty early. So nice reaction out of him. Third thing, you saw a lot of spamming or chat spamming in game 1 and 2 from the Viper. And suddenly he is not starting the conversations. Yeah, he's answering. He's not like super focused, don't chat anymore. But he's not like, okay, let's chat it up, make a fun game. He's really getting focused the last 2 games, I would say.
The chips are down, man. And the Viper obviously needs a win. It is a best of 7, guys. And we may see this one get closed out by DauT, but the Viper is certainly going to give it a go. Looks like Viper is coming out to wall up his map. I'll just quickly show the map because I know you guys can't scroll around like Nilly and I can. I'll just show you that DauT is taking, or Viper is taking wood on the left side of his base. He's going to move out and take some deer there. Pretty wallable, far left side for the Viper, but it's not going to happen right away. You could also wall in the front, and Viper is now walling in the right-hand side. If the Viper finishes those walls, he'll have incredibly safe gold and stone, but his woods could be a little bit exposed. So it's a pretty good defensible map for the Viper, but not an epic map, at least in my opinion. On the other side, the red player DauT is taking deer on the front of his base at a mill. There is an opening there for some aggression. A couple of awkward hills for DauT, especially this hill near his main stone, Nilly. But there are some good things about DauT's map. A couple gold piles behind his TC in a nice back woodline.
And what I really fear is DauT, yeah, he will probably wall himself up from these militias. He's just way too good to lose a lot of villagers here. But he will wall himself so small that I think the first 6 crossbowmen from the Viper will just do massive damage because DauT will have no real villager safe against ranged army.
Interesting. Yeah, for now, I'm just watching the Viper coming in with his 5 militia drush. DauT for now actually does not get his woodline fully walled yet. Viper continues to stand on the foundation of that house. DauT might need to delete the house and go for a palisade, but now DauT is going for a full-on engagement. 1 militia goes down for DauT, but the villagers for DauT are still strong. He's going to get the weakest vill out of dodge, and DauT's doing pretty well to micro this fight versus Viper, but he will lose this 1 female vill, won't he? Yeah, oh my god, she's going to survive.
So no losses here, but that was still so ugly. Idle villagers for so long, needed to micro so much. Those are villagers that can easily get picked off as well. And honestly, how I feel this game is going, Viper will have a smooth FC and will win it at 19 minutes 20 seconds with 6 crossbows.
Okay, 19 minutes 20 seconds. Nilly is the Babe Ruth of Age of Empires, calling his shot, pointing to the spot on the wall where he's going to hit a home run. I like it, man. Creating some drama here.
We will see. And DauT has obviously no idea what he's playing against, right? Look at that. He saw the barracks there at the front. Now is the time that he's somewhat hoping that the Viper's reaching feudal age, so that he's playing against the feudal age aggression, can drag it out. But against Rush FC, you normally want to send villagers out now or transition into some defensive towers, but DauT is doing neither because his eco was so scrappy against that 5 militia rush.
Yeah, as you said, DauT did sustain some idle time. He did a nice job not to lose the vills there, but of course, certainly getting set back a bit. DauT, after all of that, is going to move out to stone. We do not see a stable. We do not see an archery range from DauT. We do see 1 military, which is a militia, which is basically going forward for DauT to get a little vision on the Viper's map. DauT's scouting has not been great, but he is going to find his opponent full walled, and DauT is going to have to prepare for an onslaught from the Viper. Castle Age coming for the Snake. He will immediately be able to drop 2 buildings, and he should be right on schedule to click up.
Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Maybe quite a lot there, going for 29 villagers. Normally you go for 28-ish there, or 27. 27, I believe, is standard. So that was a bit later, but you can see his eco is so good. He even tried to squeeze in the wood upgrade here, and yeah, that will be a very clean FC for sure. Blacksmith, archery range, will be the second archery range, and sees the forward coming as well. This should be a pretty easy defense.
The Viper does have some wood lines here that are pretty thin, but DauT will need to basically get a bunch of towers up really quickly. Viper's Castle Age is already coming in, of course. You can just kind of siege down those initial towers. It's probably going to be an easy defense, I agree.
Okay, let's take a look. He should see that tower. Is he willing to defend that with a counter tower? Doesn't look like it just yet. But what is this tower actually achieving?
It's gonna take away half of that lumber camp. That's about all I can see that one doing. 3 vills from the Viper will have to shift over to somewhere else, and those 3 vills will shift over to farms. Viper is adding in archers. DauT for now will wall in his tower. If DauT can get another tower here, maybe he can make something out of this, but I think probably just, walking away from this might be the right move from DauT.
Well, I have no idea. I think he needs to completely wall himself, and I predicted 6 crossbowmen deciding the game. I think the number will be 4, unless, well, DauT. He is trying to make it happen. He is trying to get the big walls up. Ooh. And hopes to be safe here. I think he's playing this correctly.
DauT's walling the Viper in, which is kind of a fun thing to look at. Going to palisade the Viper in from leaving those archery ranges on his side. DauT with a couple prophylactic towers at home to try to keep his eco safe. But as it stands now, I think the Viper can micro pretty easily around this defense. DauT is going to need more to get something done here. And he doesn't have a stable, and he doesn't have an archery range. So,
there's a hole. There's a hole. I think it might be before 1920. Look at that. It's between the 2 palisade walls there.
Okay. I think I'm 3 seconds behind you, Nilly. Maybe even a little bit more, but yeah.
Yes. I'm at 15. I'm at 18 minutes now.
Okay, perfect. Me too. Yeah, those archers get in. Fletching is in. Crossbowman is coming. DauT is going to have some pressure up in his grill. Going to have to abandon quite a few farms. We are seeing DauT in feudal age still. If he can finish the market, he can buy his way up. More defensive towers from DauT in the back. But the Viper has taken a nice little advantage out of these 4, but not 6 crossbows.
Okay, the game will go longer than expected.
It's been a great early game for the Viper, though. Stealing a boar, stealing some sheep, and now roaming around, traipsing around in the back of DauT's eco, forcing DauT to respect him with more towers, and that's just going to slow the Burmese player from being able to get a castle in Arabia. The more towers, of course, the less stone you have.
Yeah, and idling so much of the TC. Couldn't really click up because he was lacking the 2 buildings. Pretty ugly for him. Now more crossbowmen are sneaking around, blocking both the wood lines, probably, or at least one. Then maybe taking the gold. It's looking pretty sexy for the Viper.
This is interesting, Nilly. What is the Viper's follow-up? Because those ranges are not busy. The Viper has not added a new TC yet. He's adding a monastery. Is it siege and monks here?
Where's the monastery? Okay, then I think he will stay on crossbowman. He was just low on wood.
Oh, okay. I missed a whole batch of crossbows. Yeah, there's 8 crossbows now approaching DauT's woodline that I lost track of. So those units from DauT are going to have to abandon ship on the wood for now. DauT's still on the way to Castle Age, slowly but surely getting up. And we will see a castle soon from DauT in defense. But the Viper keeps the pressure on, keeps forcing defensive towers.
And that delays the castle, as you said. Did we mention the 3 funny villagers at the right-hand side of DauT yet?
Yeah. I was showing them a moment ago. Okay. DauT does this sometimes. I mean, you can't get all the way home. You risk running into crossbows. He left those forward towering vills to take a little lumber there. Why not?
Okay, let's take a look. Lumber camp, left-hand side, second one. Still not walling between the palisades there. Viper still blocking so many farms. 5 farms at the moment. Where's DauT building his castle?
DauT is going to build his castle right by his main stone by the looks of it. That is probably going to go up. Viper, just with 3 crossbows nearby, won't be able to deny it. The Viper is roaming around behind DauT's area, trying to keep some pressure on with these +2 damage and +2 range crossbows. Viper going wheelbarrow, Viper going fervor. DauT is going to get the castle and the Arabia. And Nili, who's got the advantage here? What do you think?
Well, it's still heavily the Viper, just 20 more population. Just think about it. It's 15 against 0 military. The Ajax player is picking up relics, is building aggressive monasteries, the Rambis. The 2 counters are ranged units and monks. The Viper's going for 2 with nice numbers. The strong Ajax eco behind it. This is really looking good for the Viper.
Viper's 3rd TC on the way up, 41 villagers for the snake. DauT is going to go for a castle first, and then a siege workshop next to it. So Arabia and mangonels might be the flavor of the day for DauT. DauT dropping a stable, maybe just for the upgrade purposes. And for now, DauT is not going to be able to drop a 2nd TC.
Yeah, I think that's another spot where he needs to go for 1 TC push. Probably go like 3 mangonels, 8 Arabia, and then send 12 villagers to the front and try to hope that 1 risky castle is going up.
It's going to be interesting to see Aztec monks, which are going to continue to get beefier and beefier, now 55 HP, but it will be more, versus those Arabia. DauT is kind of locked into a weird position. For now, the Arabia are going back. DauT has his first mangonel built, but certainly DauT is not ready to engage this army yet. Bloodlines finishing for Mr. DauT in the red. Viper's going back on his 3 TCs, and as you said, DauT is stuck on 1.
Okay, Rambai now trying to find another angle. Let's take a look. Do we see a conversion from the Viper? Not really.
Not quite. DauT does get out of range there, but the Viper did make some contact with the Arabia. We'll see if he can chase them around the map with some crossbows. For now, it's +2/+1 on the Viper's crossbows, and he might be able to intercept those Arabia. Let's see.
Yeah, that's enough to one-shot those. At the moment, Viper losing quite a bit of his control though, and score could indicate that, yeah, a single mangonel shot could maybe put DauT back on the map here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, DauT has a behind position, but having that unique unit that can really roam around and do damage at this point can be a game changer. DauT's got about 10 Arabia out. I mean, he might have exactly 10, and 1 mangonel. DauT's still taking stone, and Mr. DauT is ready for a 2nd castle. Where do you think that 2nd castle will go, Nili?
I think it should be in Viper's face.
Oh, okay, okay.
It should be super aggressive, like in front of the 2 archer ranges.
Okay.
It's where the main gold spot is as well. That's what DauT sees. I don't think that anything defensive is really reasonable.
Okay, interesting. Nili is in favor of aggression here, and you know, DauT is not totally opposed to dropping some really ballsy castles. For now, it's 800 stone in the bank for DauT. His villagers on that front stone mine are dropping off the stone for the last time, and they're coming forward at least a little bit, Nili. You might be right.
And the spot is exactly where I wanted it. Maybe 1 tile even more to the north. The problem is, he should have started that one some seconds ago, but let's take a look at the monks.
Yeah, monks grabbing conversions here. A lot of blue Arabia all of a sudden. Viper cross-healing with the monks. It looks like the Viper is going to get a somewhat favorable engagement. All of the monks will go down, but now DauT does not have an army, and now DauT has to go back. The dream is dead, Nili. We don't get the forward castle.
Oh, that was so brutal, and I think he never, ever should have engaged here. And honestly, the Viper just secured this game with this 1 outpost there. At this side, he knew, okay, a push towards that side could be tricky. Just make sure to never get pushed there or to get a heads up. And he got that heads up, had the monks over, got the conversions, and completely wrecked that aggression from DauT.
Totally. I mean, it's the cheapest true building in the game, I guess, if you get rid of palisade walls and things. And yeah, it can be the most powerful unit sometimes, that outpost giving DauT or giving the Viper a little heads up, and DauT is ready to call GG as the Viper sneaks in with converted Arabia to kill those mangonels. DauT is also getting a bad engagement with his Arabias on the side, and the game goes to the Viper, Nili. Against a pretty bad Civ disadvantage, the Viper gets a win.
Yeah, well, he played this to perfection. Pretty bad waltz by DauT there as his lumbercamp kind of forced him to have a super bad start. Then the aggression too late. He just didn't realize what the Viper was up to since he lost his scout as well. And that was just problem after problem. And Viper played this beautifully. Thanks so much, Arrow Morks, for using your Twitch Prime on Killer Bee AOC.
I'm asking these guys, what's the re-veto situation? Because we have fallen behind. I apologize again for typing through your analysis there, Nilly. It's just, we got to ask them before it goes. Viper says he has 2 rees. DauT has no rees or vetoes, but I think he's making a joke here. Let's see. Well, that doesn't clear it up very much. Viper says he has 2 rees. DauT has no rees or veto. They are going to take a 5-minute break nonetheless, and we'll continue to figure this out, guys. I am glad for a 5-minute break, and I'm glad for Neely keeping an eye on the subs. Tim C gifting a sub to Rogan Wololo, and Era Marks subscribing with Twitch Prime, as Neely said. Appreciate the support, guys. Very much appreciated. This has been a really great event, and the Viper and DauT are trying to finish things off with a bang. Viper will get a second win, and he will inch closer to maybe trying to win this 4-3. DauT, of course, wants to close this out if he can. And I don't know, Nilly, we got a 5-minute break. Do you need a cup of water or anything?
I got everything here.
Okay. We're going to put 5 minutes on the clock, guys. The players need a few moments. So
well, it's DauT's 5 minutes, right?
Okay.
So put 7 or 8 on the clock and then say, DauT said 5, you can't blame me, and then you will start 5 minutes after that.
Yeah, guys, hang tight. We are going to see the conclusion to this series in a couple of games, or maybe even in the next game in just a few minutes. I'll just run and grab some water. BRB.
Oh, that's my time to get his channel banned, right? So, no, I don't do the racist jokes here. I hope he muted me. Oh, well, obviously in my VOD, we are still live, right? So, I'm just triggering that we are live here, and it's nearly drunk. And Nearly's muted. Nearly take over. Okay, so that chat could hear me. Talk about NAC. Ay. Passed away. Okay, I can answer questions. Okay, guys, I can answer questions for you as well. But I try to be polite. Not my channel. Oh, and now Daddy is back.
No, please. I mean, feel free. You are saving my butt here, Nilly. This is, it's super hard this many hours into a cast to keep your mind even onto the right tasks. So feel free, guys, to ask Nilly any questions you have. And thank you to Don't Forget to Be Awesome for the sub and Arrow Marks. Appreciate it, guys.
So, Nilly, how's the girlfriend? Oh, she's wonderful. She's beautiful. She's so fun to be around. She loves Age of Empires. Only sad thing is that she's gone whenever I wake up. Good meow. Good meow to you as well. Why Nilly as a co-caster?
Oh, what a savage comment, huh? Guys, Nilly brings the thunder. I couldn't think of anybody better here for the finals, especially when my energy level is low. It's really great to have you in here. But hey, there are some people who hate Killer Bee. There are some people who hate Nilly. That's what it is. But I hope you guys are having fun nonetheless.
No more Tinder stream, nearly. There's going to be a Tinder stream on my 100-hour stream. I think it's scheduled for Saturdays at some point. Yeah. Will there be apartment cam? Yeah, I got the shipping today. I ordered 4 new webcams, 3 for players and 1 like wide angle for the living room.
Oh, that's going to be super cool.
Yeah. Is it already scheduled for next week? Yeah, I will do a promo video tomorrow morning. Actually, I think I will give your viewers a small treat.
Oh, please do.
Okay, so that's my schedule. Schedule for the next week.
All right. This is a perfect time to click it, guys, because we are still waiting for DauT to come back. DauT asked for 5 minutes, but of course, DauT probably doesn't have a watch on his wrist. He's not really that type of a guy.
No, he's not.
He's really not, right? I love him to death, but he's not. I don't think he would have made it as a businessman, but he certainly is making it as a AoE player and poker player. He's definitely a very smart guy. Giving us a great show here today, and thank you to DPMT for subscribing with Twitch Prime now. Much appreciated, guys. All of this support is going to add up to, I hope, more events in the near future. We'll see what the next one is. Maybe some 2v2, but we have so many good things coming from Nilly's Apartment Cup and the ECL that it will probably be a few months before we get another event out. But thanks for the support. Much appreciated. Anti-Springer, how many followers did you get today? I don't know exactly. Yesterday was something like 150, because my channel is pretty small. I think a lot of people are here for the first time. So maybe today will be somewhere around the same number. I did notice that we went from like 70K views to 74K views in a day yesterday. So if you guys want to grow your own channel on Twitch, stream for a really long time and have a cool set of players playing a cool event, it can't really fail. But yeah. So Nilly, you're wow, excuse me, my voice is just dying. You're playing at a super high level these days. Are you focusing on training for the ECL games, or what's next for you?
Well, it's the worst day to ask for that, right?
Oh no, I don't know any news, man. I've been just
okay.
casting and sleeping. What happened?
Well, then some story time, right? Okay,
yeah,
so obviously ECL qualifiers were the last 2 weeks, and the settings were very unforgiving. Like it's 1 best of 4, 1 4v4, 1 3v3, 1 2v2, and 2 1v1s. And we were playing this morning against SY. It was NC, so a team of me, LB10, Enderine, and Skittle. So obviously we are completely outclassed when it comes to pure skill, but we felt they weren't like super preparing for those settings. And we trained a lot against reformed coaches. We had training days against Finland, and we learned so much. And then, well, the first match is 4v4 Arabia, and it's 4 civs, obviously, and Indians is the best civ by far. So the most important thing is to have Indians pocket. So there's the chance that you have Indian pocket, enemy has Indian pocket, you have flank, they have flank, you have them flank, they have them pocket, or you have them pocket, they have flank. So first game, worst scenario comes out, I'm Indians player trying to carry the whole team, I'm flank, they have their Indians pocket, we call a restart. Okay. Chance 1 in 4 happens. We are super motivated. We know we have good strategies prepared for Gold Rush. We know that we can take other games. And now we know, okay, we called the restart. And next game, same scenario. I'm flank Indians and they are Indians pocket again. So basically moral, after 2 weeks of training, dropped to 0 in TeamSpeak.
Damn.
Yeah, and well, then we played okay-ish, but in the end, it's just Indians pocket carried the other side. Our Indian side was okay. And well, we never got to Gold Rush, but we felt like we had great performances against all teams except Finland in the trainings games, and we felt we had the edge in Gold Rush, but never got to that. And in the end, the team that honestly is like the way better fit for ECL, SY. Everyone wants to see SY in this tournament, not NC. So we can all agree on that. But after 2 weeks of training and not streaming, it was kind of disappointing to get smashed on heavily. I honestly gave ourselves a 10 to 15% chance of advancing against SY today.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That definitely does not sound like the way that you wanted it to go down. Damn. But I mean, on the bright side of things, I can ask a question that is so ignorant, and you still kept it together, man. I think I would have been like, "Are you freaking kidding me, Killer B? You're gonna ask me about this?" Like, wow, nearly keeping his cool over there.
Oh, should I tell another story to that? Okay.
Yeah,
so,
if you like.
When it comes to keeping my cool, well, I didn't keep my cool. So, you know, there's this one super famous hand of me playing a poker tournament, right?
Yes, I do know. I've seen
Where
that.
where I lost basically like 450,000 euros with like 99.9% equity, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so, and I was playing a 2.5K tournament in Vegas, and I was sitting to a guy that was at the table, and he finished 5th, I believe, at that table, and he was telling me that story.
Oh my God!
Of that hand. Yeah.
Oh God.
Of that hand on that table.
Oh God.
And I was like, this guy got so lucky. He beat the other guy and afterward kicked me out. And he wanted to tell it as his bad beat story. And I was standing up and was like, are you kidding me? And 3 guys were shaking their heads and were like, what, is this guy serious? And I was like, I was the guy with pocket kings here. And
the only thing worse if he would have said, all right, I was next to this guy. He was a really ugly and smelly guy. Like, you know, the only thing he could do to insult you more is to actually call you ugly or something like that. Oh man. Yeah. But you didn't flip the table over. You kept it together, no. I suppose.
Yeah. And oh God.
So it was during actual play. Was he trying to mess with your head or?
No. It was another tournament. No. The story even continues. Then after like everyone was totally shaking his head and he was like, phew, okay, that was weird. He was 15 minutes silence and then he moves to the massage girl. How's it called? Masseuse or something? And
sure.
Tried to tell her the story. Like, oh God, something happened that I tried to tell a story, but it was actually him. And she was like, yeah, I was there 15 minutes ago as well.
So this guy just has something wrong with his brain, I suppose.
Yeah, but still had like 20 million poker caches. So yeah, and he's like a big hedge fund manager or something. So he made quite some dollars in his life.
Gotcha. Well, Nili, you successfully filled this time with a couple of great stories, and we're waiting for the specs to launch. Players have jumped into the game again after a brief break from DauT. DauT came back and said, okay, time to finish this. Viper said, well, 2 more games, and then we can go play Fortnite. So a little bit of ribbing between the 2 guys. But we should launch here any moment into the next match.
Yeah, and it's your time to go for the big sellout, because it seems like T90 has some connection problems. And spread some love and tell them who you are and why you are so great.
Sorry to hear about T90's connection problems, but if you guys are migrating over there from over here from there, thanks for stopping by. This is Killer Beat. This is the Arabia Cup that I'm hosting with money donated to the channel. Thanks for being here, guys. We're ready to launch into the next game, so I won't sell out for too long, but let's get ready for game number 6. Can DauT close this out and win here, or will the Viper push it to a pivotal game 7? Nili, right off the bat, we've got Slavs versus Chinese. What do you think about the matchup?
I think that's something DauT should read, right? Does he have a restart?
Yes, DauT should have rees, and he gives an emphatic re with an exclamation point. Viper says, why? And these guys are going to be hanging in the game room for a moment as Viper scouts around. I think the Viper here is trying to get as much as he can. for scouting information before he decides if he wants to veto.
Yeah, but like that's the question I asked earlier. I think you have to decide within like 10 seconds. Otherwise, that's just not reasonable. He gets
maybe
so much more info.
Yeah, I agree. And the unfortunate thing is well, I guess if the Viper doesn't use a veto here, then after this match we can clarify to the players like you have to pause when you say re. That was the initial design, but of course we'll see how this one shapes up. We've got the Slavs player, the Viper in the blue. DauT on the right side of the map is playing as the Chinese. We will see if the Viper uses a veto. He has not said okay. He has not said veto yet. For those of you guys just joining in, this is a best of 7. If you get a re, you get a new civ. That is why DauT wants a re here.
Okay, and apparently DauT doesn't have a re, and apparently T90 is back as well. So if you enjoy us, stay here. But if you prefer T90, go over there again. He is back and live and kicking. Let's take a look. Some scout shenanigans here.
Yeah, a little scout fighting going on between the two players. Viper is chasing around DauT's scout. DauT took the earlier pokes, but DauT did succeed in getting his boar home. So maybe DauT can continue to do this without laming, but oh my God, Nelly, Viper coming all the way across the map with a loomed up Phil to grab the boar.
And he will try to squeeze himself in between her and the boar to reduce the damage output here. And well, that works pretty nicely.
Yeah, this villager may just make it home with a couple of scout blocks from the Viper. Viper with a next level bit of laming here is going to get home just fine. DauT is saying, what?
Oh, do you have 2 scouts? Oh, it is not prairie. And well, Viper with the nice shoals.
Wow, the Viper really stretching things out with the laming in the last few games because why not? He, of course, is needing to win. It's a must-win situation. Viper is getting serious. The chips are down. There's $300 on the line for the winner. And, of course, you know, that's a big incentive. Really great laming there, Nilly. Does that help put the Viper even further ahead in this game? I suppose so, right?
Especially, and probably Chinese is a civ that performs the worst with 1 boar less because you really need that food. Now he goes heavily on the berries, as you can see, already at the farm. Normally you want to delay those farms. I think if Viper now goes for an M&A aggression, DauT is in a world of pain.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And let's just quickly, I'll show you guys the map real quick because I know some of you out there are watching on video. You can't scroll around freely. It's going to be DauT on the right side in the red as the Chinese. Back gold, back wood line for DauT. Does have his main stone on the front, berries on the front. We've also got an extra gold pile for the red player. Pretty wallable in the late game, but for now, this map is not going to be super defensible, and especially the 4 vills on the front wood line could be a little bit harassed here from DauT. So DauT's got a map. There's some good things about it and some bad things about it. I wouldn't call it OP. Viper on the other side, after stealing a boar, will go out to take his 3rd boar. 4 villagers on the wood line for Viper. Viper's got a gold behind his town center, berries behind his TC, a wood line on the back, and a stone pile up to the north. Pretty open map for the Viper. Will take him a lot of time, I think, to close in that far right side. But ultimately, I think both guys have pretty normal level maps. Neither guy can do any sort of wall up fast castle, in my opinion. Good luck finding new opponents, says DauT.
And so disrespect. And it looks like the M&A aggression. And I just, while you were going through the maps, thought about it. If I say Chinese are the worst civ to have your boar stolen, what is the worst civ to actually have an extra boar with? I probably have to say Teutons or Slavs. Right?
That's an interesting point. Yeah, I mean, it's always preferable to have that boar, but I do know what you mean. Slavs, of course, not benefiting as much from that food boost as other civs might, but the Viper has to go scouts here, right? After stealing a couple of boars, doesn't that seem like the obvious transition, Nilly?
I thought it was M&A simply because he can put on so much pressure, but it feels like scouts indeed. He are not going for gold, now sending some villagers back, and he will still have a pretty solid eco.
Yeah, Man-at-Arms could work well here. We'll see what the Viper decides to go with. For now, he is about halfway up to the feudal age. DauT has a lot of resources that could be bothered by either Men-at-Arms or Scouts. and we'll see what the Viper decides. For now, the barracks is not busy. Viper is moving over to a new wood line way on the left of the map. And I guess for now, he'll be safe hiding over there from DauT, but DauT will scout it pretty soon. So a little bit of amazing bit of laming from the Viper to steal a boar from DauT. DauT as Chinese is up on 23 villagers at 835, and DauT is preparing for winter with some walling. Viper is going to engage now that he's in the feudal age with DauT's villager to try to keep the walls open, but Viper has to go back there.
Yeah, I don't like that too much. He probably didn't see the second villager. Lost a lot of HP without ever really having a chance of getting the kill there. Now goes into scouts and, well, DauT actually with a pretty solid timing here for pop 24. But the problem will be when his berries are running out. His transition will be kind of tough. He's actually going for archers here with only 2 on gold.
Yeah, DauT's got 2 on gold in the back. As you said, he dropped the foundation of 2 ranges, but I think that was because the Viper was standing on the foundation of the first one. DauT continuing to send villagers out to the back gold pile. And the Viper has needs some speed to get these scouts across the map, because DauT is not going to be easily raidable forever. Once those first couple spears and archers start to come out, the Viper might have a little trouble cracking into DauT's base.
And the mystery was solved. Probably Koreans is a civ that benefits the least, because they will trash anyways and have extra resources in their TC. So I will change my mind there. Clever chat for sure. And well, we can continue here. DauT, 0 losses, will go into normal stable game. Obviously map control heavily in favor of our player from Norway.
Yeah, absolutely. DauT adding in the double range archers for now, is transitioning enough fills to the back gold to keep that range going. DauT with some quick walling in the back hatch. He's eventually going to close this entire map down. When he does, it does win him a lot of area where he can farm and take wood without too much problem, and a nice back gold pile that's safe. But the stones for DauT are a little bit less good, and the extra golds are not so great either. So DauT's walled himself into a nice early game map. As long as he doesn't overchop this wood line, I think he's going to be just fine versus the Viper scouts.
Yeah, this will be a very low kill game for quite some time. Maybe the Viper could probably run around with his scouts, will never take any losses there. And then skirmishers will scare away DauT. He will probably try to attack, will break some walls, then the Viper will camp on a hill behind his walls, and I wouldn't be super surprised if the Viper and DauT won't kill a single unit, maybe before the 19-minute 20-second mark.
Well, Viper, you like that number today, don't you? 19 minutes and 20. We will see wheelbarrow coming from the Viper. That will help to speed up his Slav farms even more. The Snake is on 300 food, 150 gold. He's built a couple of scouts. He's on 7 military. A lot of those are skirmishers back inside of his own base. The Viper is walling up, and he's grabbing a blacksmith, and I suppose he's preparing for the castle age a bit more. DauT is going to keep double range archer production going. So this is one of those games where DauT is going to have an army with some teeth to it in the late feudal age, but Viper will probably be castle age first, and we'll see who can get the better out of that sort of exchange.
Well, and army composition should probably be, well, the Viper going for skirmisher knight against DauT. Probably like crossbowman mangonel. Maybe mix in 1-2 Magyars.
Yeah, that sounds very plausible. And yeah, I guess for the moment, we've got a couple of walled up players and nobody really with any ability to make any progress, just waiting for the next big moment. DauT did overchop that wood line on the right, but he did quickly house wall it in. So no major problems for DauT in this series. And since we have a moment, Nilly, I mean, I'm just shocked that DauT was able to jump all over the Viper here in the earliest games, especially. But the Viper seems extremely serious. I picture him biting his lip at his computer right now. That's how serious he is, laming these last 2 games like a madman.
Well, he really, like, there's so much prestige on the line, and now the scout goes down actually 1.5 minutes too early. And, well, the Viper is absolutely playing his heart out. There's always like, it's such a prestigious thing to be a tyrant, and then to always make fun of the other tyrants that you don't lose tournaments to them. That's just the dream.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys give each other a lot of crap, and DauT will not forget this day if he can pull off the win. It would definitely be something you hear DauT talking about a lot for probably the rest of his life.
Probably, yeah.
A lot of work left to do. DauT playing in the red here is defending. He's going to have a nice army of archers inside of these ranges. The Viper's still roaming around with scouts, probably looking to make contact with that army and see it. But for now, the Viper is not going to sustain any damage. Castle Age is coming. DauT feels happy to keep those archers at home. Is that the right call, Nilly, to keep them inside the ranges?
Yeah, he needs to wait for the crossman upgrade. Moving out there, if he just gets caught off guard with like 9 skirmishes, it's not really nice. And intense last game. Oh! The flame.
The trash talk will never cease between these two guys, but that is one really great thing that we can look forward to for a long time to come. DauT's just about 1/3 of the way up to castle. The Viper hits the castle age. The snake on his side is going to add in TCs. It's a 1 stable build, 1 archery range build for the Viper. 3 town centers are on the way. Viper still with a pretty clean, safe map. And DauT here is going to have an opportunity with an army in the early castle age to do maybe he can get into the Viper's base through the walls.
Viper will play this 2TC full boom defense into mangonels. I think he might even buy 100 stone. Does he have a market? No, not really. Huh. Oh, DauT didn't have fletching. He thought he took a good fight. Do we have a monastery now? Interesting. So Viper goes full boom first. And DauT again in the spot where he needs to do damage because the Viper had some early aggression and then can fall back. It's not as bad as before. DauT can transition into a normal game here. We don't need to see an all-in here.
Yeah, I think DauT has the world as his oyster at the moment. He can do what he wants to do here. For now, it is not going to be... it is Bod Canero Crossman finally coming in. TC coming up on the back of the eco for DauT. TC coming up on the front of the economy for DauT as well. That front TC, Nilly, feels a little weird to me, but are you okay with that one from DauT?
Which one? This at the gold? Or at
the
wood
new
line?
one at the wood line. I wonder if he's going to get harassed on the other side of that wood, but I guess it's probably fine.
Yeah, Slavs isn't really the civ that goes for any archers because, well, they kind of have the upgrades, but they're not really using the farm eco bonus. So most of the time they go for knights, and well, therefore you're quite okay by having it to see as long as it's walls. Even offensively.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. I am seeing Viper grabbing a couple more knights. Viper Scout suggests that he has +2 defense in, so the Viper will be somewhat ready to deal with some crossbows, but DauT has a very nice number of crossbows coming forward. DauT's crossbows at this moment are +2/+1, so pretty good upgrades for DauT, even a couple spearmen in the mix as well. I don't know if the Viper really wants this engagement yet, but I guess we'll find out in a moment.
Well, he surely wants to have bloodlines, won't mind having +1 attack as well, and he isn't really forced into taking this one. I would love to see more monks from DauT. He only just finished his monastery, and let's see, Viper seems to be... oh, he seems fine with taking this engagement.
Yeah, Viper is going for a second stable. He is going for bloodlines. Forging, as you said, is on the way. DauT is in retreat for now, and we'll see if DauT gets back home safely. Both guys booming up on 3 TCs, 52 to 53 villagers each. It's a dead heat in this game, Nilly, and we'll see how it shapes up as we go forward. Not a whole lot to say about this one. Both guys being very cautious and waiting for the right moment.
Well, KD 7-7, and that's what this game feels like. Bit of a bigger military count for DauT, but the problem still not really having the any chances to dictate the fights. There could be mangonels around, and Viper now is building the siege workshop at the front.
Yeah, I heard the Viper pick up a relic, and I see DauT picking up a relic as well. Both guys are going to start to grab those relics while they can. Of course, this game is going to be a long one, I think, so dig yourself in. It's time to see if DauT can pull this one off. It's a best of 7, guys, so if DauT wins this game, it's all over. But certainly a lot of work to do for Mr. DauT. to get some bragging rights over the Viper. Viper is kind of combing the map with his scouts, getting a little intel, but probably looking to pick up Monk if he can. He knows DauT probably is out on the map looking for a couple of relics. So we may see an engagement soon. We may not see an engagement soon. Both guys have been very cautious.
And what do you think about late imp scenarios? Slavs against Chinese. I think Slavs. Oh, let's take a look at the Mangonel shot first.
Okay, DauT with a good first split, gets the Mangonel down, took a glancing blow, but he's going to micro back maybe into this pocket of the woodline. Does Viper have another Mangonel coming? He doesn't. So it's going to be Knights and Knights only to try to deal with this from Viper. Is he going to get it, Nilly?
Well, it looks like DauT microed this pretty nicely, I have to say.
Yeah,
Look at that.
totally.
Knights still around, but most of them low HP, and that was a pretty sexy engagement by DauT. Yeah, he lost a lot of his crossbowmen, but facing that Mangonel completely unprepared, well done.
Yeah, DauT is in it to win it, man. He's going to clean the Knights. The Viper could maybe have finished that with reinforcements, but the Viper has to go back into the safety of a Mangonel and a really great engagement from DauT. Somebody in the chat asking how many TCs. It's 3 TCs for both players, so they're both booming up at full blast. Viper's economy is 320 food, 50 gold. Looking maybe to get a castle soon is the Viper. DauT has a very similar food and gold economy, but no stone in the bank. So we got a brief pause in the game here, Nilly. Let's see if it comes back. But DauT in a nice spot all of a sudden, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Viper pausing and making a phone call to DauT, because that micro didn't look like DauT is playing himself. That was so well done by him. I'm still a bit shocked.
Somebody in the chat is saying, and I'm sorry I don't have your name because it's already off screen, but somebody in the chat saying Leary must be sitting in DauT's chair right now.
Yeah.
DauT with a great split, won that Mangonel down for cheap, got a whole bunch of Knights in the process. Viper on 7 military is in a little bit of a pickle.
Well, we'll see. And Viper 350 stone, as you mentioned, and well, it was actually DauT. Maybe it feels like, okay, Leary, now you got me to imp, I will take over and macro at home.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe DauT and Leary are playing a tag team match. I like that idea. DauT transitioning some villagers over to stone. DauT will be, does he have a university yet? No, but he is building up a market back at home. DauT continuing to flesh out the eco. For now, the Viper doesn't have a whole lot to say to DauT's army, so DauT may look to push out. However, the Viper with a few defensive Mangonels to keep his side clean. Both guys with a monastery down, just waiting for imp, I suppose.
Yeah, that is what it looks like. Although Viper getting the resources on the map, I think this will be lead skirmisher Mangonel push with an aggressive castle. On the other side, DauT, well, he's just trying to collect a bit more gold to go up to imp.
Yeah, and somebody's putting into the chat how many hours we've been up. We're approaching the 10-hour mark. It's not quite as epic as Nilly's. How many hours stream was it, Nilly? Your longest one?
My longest was 45 hours, 20 minutes.
Oh my God. I could do about another 45 minutes.
Well, yeah, and like, just think about it, like next week I'm doing 7 days, 15 hours each. So that will be pretty brutal as well.
Wow. All right, guys. Give some support and prayers and love to Nilly.
Prayers is the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I see DauT coming up with a 4th TC. I see Imperial Age coming for DauT. The Viper actually seemed to have invested a little more in army. Maybe didn't want to get caught on the wrong foot. Viper is going to be a little bit later up to imp. And Viper's pushing out with a small group. Maybe he can get something done offensively. But DauT looks like he has a decent advantage here.
Oh, and look at that. The Viper feels he has the better civ in Imperial Age. Because look at that castle he's building at the south. If he feels like he... Oh god, let's take a look at the Mangonel shots first. Okay, well that was dodge. Because if he felt like, okay, I need to do something in Castle Age, that castle surely would have been aggressive. But he feels, okay, sitting back, playing the long game is totally fine with Slavs against Chinese.
Yeah, DauT going back at a good rate of speed. DauT will use the stone that he gathered for a defensive castle, which will hold this position nicely. Viper can try to get that TC in the north with his mangoes if he decides to switch horses midstream, but I don't think he's going to get in too much on DauT here. DauT looks okay.
Well, not so sure. Some villagers will go down for sure. Manglers now coming around. Did DauT delete his own walls there? That could be some losses.
Oh yeah, and there was a hole in the left side of the wall between the houses. Viper gets in his cavalry, and a DauT castle makes this an even more interesting series. Viper did get some damage in. DauT was able to snipe down the mangonels. Definitely DauT taking some villager damage, but at least for the moment, the Viper still wants to get a little more out of this with his knights on that back woodline.
Yeah, and DauT really played sloppy there as well, fighting off all the skirmishes, not trying to focus on the knights or the mangonels, opening even more walls. I think that really should not have happened. DauT saw it coming so far away.
Yeah, absolutely. The Viper gets in some great damage. Imperial Age on the way for the Snake. DauT is going to go for Bracer and Arbalest. DauT's sending a pretty big army back to deal with the Viper's last two knights, but ultimately DauT gets a brief reprieve from the Viper's Presser, and we have a Siege Tower. Maybe a misclick there from DauT, but DauT's got a Siege Tower on the map.
Yeah, it has to be a misclick. Honestly, maybe just too much action going on. He knows that he can raid the Viper here. It's way too open to how they played. So, Siege Tower, no real value.
Very interesting unit to see on the map, but hey, you know, misclicks happen. DauT does clean up those knights in the back of his eco. Arbalest for DauT are starting to get some of the fixings. Leather Archer armor coming, chemistry coming. Viper is on the way up to Imp. Viper has the much better economy now after his raiding on DauT. And the Viper is adding in some archery range and some skirmishers to go along with his early game double stable knights.
DauT not really producing enough Arbalest here. Where is all his army? He's going down to the south, is building another castle there. Should he transition into Chukanu's or is staying on Arbalest fine for now?
Not quite sure. DauT's castle is busy building some trebs. That's going to be interesting. He thinks he has enough arbs to basically camp out under his trebs and do some damage. That may or may not be the case. I guess we'll find out. But no chooks yet. Now Viper gets a castle denied on the bottom of the map.
Yeah, that's a lot of Arbalest. Tough to kill those. And unfortunate thing for DauT, he spots more archery ranges, so he will expect, well, massive skirmishes, but actually the Viper is transitioning quite nicely into Cavalier and Hussar there. So DauT will actually go and try to counter skirmishes instead of Cavaliers.
Yeah, the Viper sneaking a couple Cavaliers up to the north. We'll see if he gets that done. DauT getting a positional castle down on an extra gold and denying the Viper's castle on the bottom of the map. The Viper does have a TC nearby on stone, and the Viper will castle drop that further back position. These guys are going to have a battle on multiple fronts, Nilly, and it's going to be a pretty hot and heavy game. Do you give an advantage to either guy at this point?
Well, mobility Civ surely has to be the Slavs, right? And as we saw in the Magyar game before, mobility is just so key in those games when you don't have a fully walled map or like map like the Black Forest. So probably Slavs should be having a small advantage.
Yeah, let's see how this shapes up. The Slavs player is going down the cavalry line. He's going to use a couple skirms to defend himself. Does have a good number of skirmishers, but the Viper is 23 military behind DauT. DauT is building more positional castles to take over late game gold, and DauT adding in a couple of stables and maybe a couple of light cav. For now, DauT trebbing down a little bit of the Viper's production. Viper sneaking around to the right side on DauT's base. And this is a pretty chaotic match. I think Chaos favors the Viper. He's a little bit of a faster player than DauT. But you know what? DauT's fine in this position so far.
Look at where Viper is all spreading his cavalry out. Trying to raid at 4 different spots at the moment and trying to fight off the center at the same time. Well, he is just everywhere. At the same time, those skirmishes, not super efficient without bracers.
Yeah, DauT is going to get a bunch of villagers from the Viper on that gold pile that DauT just dropped a castle near. We will see 3 Hussar running roughshod over these villagers from the Viper. Small detail, but definitely good rating. For now, it's 127 vills for Viper. Still has the smaller military. DauT fighting the Viper in this pinch point has killed several production buildings. He's going to unpack the trebs and bring them forward even further.
And honestly, I think it's DauT's one to take here. He has the advantage, but it just feels Viper is always doing the right steps in those situations. He's not really yeah, well, dying anywhere and just having so much map control with those damn hussars.
Yeah, the Viper, we saw it in the Battle of Africa. The Viper just so good at microing 4 or 5 different small groups of cavalry. And that's getting him some good traction here. DauT for now is holding the line. He is taking over some of the key parts of the map, and we are seeing a good number of Arbalest still on their feet. If we look at resources, DauT has 1k gold, 500 food in the bank. Viper's got a lot less gold to work with, but he does have a good bit of food. A lot of mineable resources left on the map. We've got a lot of fight left in this particular game.
Yeah, surely. DauT dropping in population, News not having rocketry, not having the elite upgrade either. So yeah, they're nice, but not like the super strong unit that DauT needs at the moment. More Hussar raids all around the map.
Yeah, Viper's diving in with some Cavalier even way in the back of DauT's base. This could be a pretty good bit of damage coming in on DauT, who's now dipping below 90 vils.
Oh man, and now losing a lot of Arbalest there, trying to protect his traps, right-clicking there instead of patrolling in, and yeah, he will win that fight, but not the cost efficiency he wanted to go for, and so many attack signs on that minimap.
Yeah, it seems like the Viper is just trying to start more fires than DauT can put out right now, and DauT is getting extremely challenged by this. 85 total villagers for DauT. Viper's military is still smaller, but it is just everywhere, mosquito biting DauT. DauT is going to have to weather this storm for a few minutes and try to retake control of this game, because I think he's falling a bit behind, actually.
And that's what I said before when we casted, what game was it, the Ethiopian ones, where I said, some civilizations have to have this one-dimensional push. You need to wall your sides and push through the center. And that's what DauT did not do, and he's paying the price, or better said, his villagers are paying the price.
Yeah, DauT is still trying to boom back up over 100 vils. The Viper has left a couple Cavalier in the back of DauT's base that are kind of waiting around for their moment to shine. Viper's done a pretty good job with this group, extremely good job. And for now, it is going to be very similar military counts for both sides. If we look at the resources, 1k food, 1k gold, Viper ready for another castle. DauT has a little bit of gold in the bank. He may have another castle soon as well. But yeah, I was going to say still no Chukonu, but I am seeing them starting to mass up a bit.
Oh, but as I said, still lacking 2 upgrades there. We see forging only now, so light cav not really efficient, no transition into Hussars yet, and oh, big ramp push into the base of DauT in the south.
Yeah, we are going to see... Oh, I don't see the ram push yet. Okay, I got it. Siege ram coming from the Viper right toward that extra gold. Lots of fighting for this extra gold pile in the top of this hill. Viper's got the Onager upgrade in. He does have a Bowyer or 2 on the map, but mostly it looks like the Viper is going to climb that hill and castle drop it at some point soon. DauT is going to lose that right side, and there's a lot more blue dots on the map than red dots all of a sudden, Nilly.
And I don't think we will ever see more red dots than blue dots, because, well, Onagers can just do a great job. Viper's moving forward with all those castles at the side. DauT just losing so many villagers at all sides. Yeah, he's up to 100, but what army is he going for? Chukunus?
Yeah, DauT is definitely in a bit of a pickle here. He's 2k score behind, and that's probably pretty nicely reflective of how the game is going. Viper still continuing to spread Cavalier here and there. Viper will castle drop the top of this hill. There's one villager there who might get home, but the Viper will win that gold pile. Viper also may win the extra gold in the far north of the map. Of course, that's going to mean that DauT is going to have very little gold to mine. 7 gold miners for DauT total. The Viper is on 14. And he should be able to keep that gold mining advantage for a while.
Oh, and another raid. Look at those. Cavaliers actually wanted to raid some more in the right-hand side corner, and they're running past some other woodlines. Another castle not well protected here. Oh, this is getting tricky for DauT. How can he hold this? Maybe at some day transition into halberdiers?
That would be nice. It could help. DauT does have a little, he has a lot of gold to work with. A little bit less on the food side of things. DauT is still below 100 villagers in pop. Chuko news from DauT taking a pretty decent Onager shot to the face, and now another one. DauT here is really getting dwindled down in his Chuk numbers.
Yeah, rocketry is something he could really afford. I think it costs like 600 wood and gold, so he actually has resources for that. Loses another castle though, now down to 2, and gets raided in the back again. 440 to 180 here.
Absolutely. DauT continuing to take raiding damage. DauT does have some resource to work with, but the Viper has a lot more. Viper's ready for a couple more castles as well. And of course, the Viper's mining a couple of extra resources around the map. Viper's dropping more stables, going to keep leaning on DauT with cavalry. Scale mail armor is coming though for Viper, squires as well, and chemistry also. So maybe the Viper will transition units a bit to kind of flesh out his army, but DauT here is in, well, DauT is in full recession now. I don't really see a road back for him.
No chance at the moment. No, not a single angle where he's really pushing. He is trying to get a raid running at the top, but instantly the Viper is garrisoning those villagers in as well. Now putting another cavalry. He's so aware at all spots. I think once he pushes that area against the center castle, it's lights out for DauT.
Yeah, the Viper taking over a lot of map control. We do have a Treb rolling forward along with some siege workshops. We've seen a lot of Rams already in the mix. Slavs makes a lot of sense. Oh, look at this. Viper suiciding a bunch of villagers into DauT's castle. That's kind of interesting. But those...
He was at 140 villagers, so
yeah.
Sometimes faster than deleting them manually, especially if you're pop 160. You don't like need this pop instantly. So just macro up. Makes sense.
Yeah, Hussar diving in from the Viper onto the back of DauT's base again. DauT does still have a couple of his castles left. 3 relics, by the way, for the Viper. 2 relics for DauT. Viper trebbing away at DauT's castle. DauT is repairing with 3 vills, so that castle probably won't last too long. Might be DauT's last bastion of hope. DauT is above 100 vills right now, but he hasn't been for quite a bit of this Imperial Age.
Okay, and more raids at the right-hand side. Tell me a spot where DauT is really advancing or winning or holding at the moment. Look at that, Viper now even transitioning into heavy Scorpions from the Slavs.
Yeah, why not heavy Scorpions, right? Viper is going to have Trebs working away on DauT's castle. DauT will lose that castle on the front, so DauT's one last safe gold pile is gone, and I think that's going to mean no gold miners left. 1 villager mining gold for DauT, allegedly, but I don't see him. DauT is in a lot of trouble, but he has not decided to GG yet. Maybe he sees a road back. No, he doesn't. Capital GG comes in from DauT. Viper forces a game 7, Nilly, and we go into an all no holds barred game 7.
Oh man, and that has to feel so bad for DauT. You try to trash talk, you kind of have a small advantage, and then nothing goes your way for the last 20 minutes, and you're still trying to hold on, but just feel so outplayed. His confidence can't be high going into game 7 here.
We got a game number 7, guys. We got a real treat on our hands. I will update the scoreboard here, but it doesn't really matter. This is the only game that matters now. Game 7 on the way. I believe the Viper has a re-left. I believe DauT does not. Is that the case, Nilly? My memory is gone.
I have no idea. It seems like no reas for DauT. That's clear now.
Yeah, the Viper might even have 2 rees, but man, guys, you'll have to forgive me. My brain, after 10 hours of streaming, is really not keeping up. But the roll of the dice here may dictate that we won't see a re. If the 2 civs are quite similar in their power level, then maybe both guys would want to play it out anyway. But nonetheless, an all-decisive game 7 coming. I want to say thanks. I missed several people giving some love here. Lots and lots of new followers. Very much appreciated to all of you guys for joining the channel. Ali gifted a sub to DauT, which is kind of funny. Hopefully DauT is not here stream cheating, but look at all of the new followers. Thanks, guys, for the support. We will be launching into the next game by the looks of it in just a few seconds.
Yeah, and you're getting a lot of love in your chat as well, and rightfully so. It's a beautiful tournament, high caliber gameplay, and, well, who doesn't love a best of 7 series that goes into the 7th game?
Absolutely.
Viper against DauT.
We're really lucky here today. We've seen a ton of great games. Probably some things to fix in the settings for me as the tournament admin in the future. But, you know, we did scrap this one together, and it did work out extremely nicely. Really a pleasure to be here in the finals with you, Nilly, and thanks again for joining me.
Well, yeah, you're too kind, mate.
Oh, man. Well-deserved. Definitely meeting Nilly the first time was very inspirational to me, because I was like, man, this guy is like, I remember you being upset at a certain player, we won't name names, who was not practicing very much for one of the escape events where we were together. And I was like, man, Nilly is absolutely right, and I love his passion for the game. But enough of kissing Nilly's butt. It's time, guys, for Game 7. We've just got to launch.
Baron UKF, thank you so much for the sub.
Yeah, thanks, Baron. Thanks for the great graphics as well, guys. If you like the transitions and you want some of that, hit Baron up. Okay, game number 7 has launched. The Viper has some Rees left in the bank. DauT does not. This is Killer B. This is the grand final of Killer B's Arabia Cup. And I am joined by the man himself, Nilly. What do you think, Nilly, about this Civ matchup?
Okay, now we will see the difference how DauT plays the Goth. Probably with earlier Militia and the Amadeus before reaching Feudal Age. And the same for the Viper. I think Vikings a strong favorite against the Goth. You have the greater eco, and once you get into Berserks, it's really tough to have a good answer if you are Goth.
Yeah, DauT is going to have to pull something out in this game. Viper has been very patient holding his Rees, and if he did get a bad Civ matchup, the Viper could have restarted this game and got a new Civ, but we'll see. We'll see at 4 minutes. I think the Viper, as Vikings with a pretty decent map to work with, is probably going to be quite happy. Viper in the blue does have back wood lines to work with, back boars that probably cannot be lamed, does have his gold to the north of the TC, in a pretty defensible position, I would say, for Viper, even with a deer patch right next to his berries. So we might get some really good mileage out of 1 mil. So a very good map for the Viper. And I'll just quickly show you DauT's side. DauT's got a back wood line, back berries, back stone pile, but all of the golds for DauT are a little bit out in front of him. Probably defensible on that main gold, but just keeping you guys up to date on the maps.
What do you think about Viper going Drush FC with this map? I think the barracks kind of in front of his deer, protecting his berries, then some more walls. It's so easy, gold is close by. You have deers easily to go FC as well. I think that's one of the perfect maps.
Yeah, maybe that is the case. Maybe we'll see Viper try to wall up an FC. One thing, Viper is going to find those sheep. I was about to say that one thing that's an issue for Viper is he's got 2 sheep in a really odd position, but he finds them. So Viper could certainly, now that his food economy is in order, could try to go for an FC. We'll see if he goes out and grabs the 10 gold for a Drush. Very interesting hypothesis on that side, Nilly. What does DauT go for? DauT's got 3 vills on wood, so he's not thinking about an early barracks here. What do you think his plan is?
Well, 3 on wood most of the time says scouts, right? But if we look at the Viper, he has 3 on wood as well. So kind of interesting to me by both players. Normally, MLA kind of the dictating unit in those, in that matchup, I would say. But probably not this time.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this one shapes up. So far, nobody has had anything lamed from their side of the map. Everybody's got their sheep and boars coming in. We haven't seen anything crazy, any big blunders like losing a vill to a boar here. Looks like we're going to have a clean Dark Age on both sides. And for the moment, it looks like we are going to see feudal aggression, but we're not sure yet. We'll have to find out. Let's see how it shapes up. But certainly a nice advantage for the Viper here with the Vikings.
I'm still curious how he will play this. Now sending the 4th villager on wood. 2nd lumber camp could be so nice for him as well. He has a lot of good spots for that. I'm curious. Let's take a look. Now he's getting to 175 wood. Sending a 5th villager on wood. No barracks.
DauT adding in a 2nd lumber camp on the back, by the way. Yeah, and keep going, Nilly. What do you see?
Oh, I see both players not going for a Drush. And then the question is, obviously, what will they transition into? Viper wanted to wall the left-hand side. Not going to happen because the scout was around. But Oh, probably pop 22 scouts from both players.
Yeah, maybe so. Viper's barracks will be up early for that, but both guys will have loom. They'll have a 21 villager up by the looks of it. DauT with some conservative walling. He's going to wall in a back wood line and some back berries, but he's going to wall out his gold, which pretty much tells us for sure that DauT is not going to be able to do something like archers. He's going to just turtle up here and most likely go for scouts. That seems like the play to me. Viper has a little bit more of an opportunity to do something. He is shifting 2 villagers over to gold. His barracks is up a little early, and the militia are queued nilly. So we may see the Viper go with a men-at-arms and then wall up sort of a play, maybe similar to the Drush FC sort of play, but maybe men-at-arms.
Yeah, it has to be men-at-arms for sure, and we see that coming up. I don't like the walls of DauT at the left-hand side. He had the deer so close to his berries, and now he walled himself off of them. Nearly no likey.
Well, I think you're right. DauT is really putting himself into a tight space. Very conservative map control for DauT. Viper is going to have these men-at-arms coming forward. It will be 3 militia for now, but once Feudal Age hits, we'll see the upgrade, I suppose. It will be one of these situations where while DauT mops up the Viper's men-at-arms, the Viper finishes walling off back at home, and maybe we see the Vikings player transition into some archery ranges. But time will tell. For now, it's just the men-at-arms for Viper that should be rolling forward.
Goes for the MLA upgrade indeed. Not a lot of farms from DauT just yet. So that's... Look at those archery range What is this archery range positioning?
Ooh, I'm very surprised that it's ranges, but very weird spot, huh?
That's Goth skirmishers.
Yeah, it is Goth skirmishers, because there's no other option here for DauT. The Lord works in mysterious ways, Nilly. This is a weird one. This is a weird one. Viper is starting to scout his opponent's walls. I don't think the men-at-arms will have enough line of sight to see the double ranges in the back for DauT. But DauT gets the ranges down and starts queuing up skirms. What do you think? I mean, I think I know what you think, but what is your reaction to that, Nilly?
I'm not allowed to say on stream what I think. It just feels so bad, and the Viper now gets his scout in as well, and he sees double archery ranges.
Yes.
And he knows about 2 of the gold spots, so unless... and he sees 6 skirms now. Viper has to be so confused.
It's a very confusing play from DauT, but hey, we'll see if it works. I mean, this is one of those situations that, I don't know, maybe DauT here has something on his mind. Goth's player going into skirms is a pretty weird situation, especially since the Viper has not yet built any archers. Viper on his side is actually going to follow this up with a stable. I suppose that he saw the skirms and decided not to build ranges, which is really logical to me, Nilly.
Yeah, that will be a sick surprise for DauT as well. And he will sit there with no army. He will have no gold control at all. I really want to know what DauT thought. That's really the spot. If you don't like your map, then just go for Goth M&A aggression, my friend.
Yeah, it's a very strange start to the game. DauT will force the Viper's hand into a stable. The Viper will not have any units queued in that stable yet, but we might see some scouts coming from Viper soon. For now, Viper getting good mileage out of the men-at-arms, keeping DauT inside of his base. DauT adding in a blacksmith, and DauT is still not able to take any gold safely, so we will continue to see skirmisher production from the player in red.
And this style, I believe, always guarantees that when you reach Castle 8, you're sitting under UTC with 30 skirmishes. You will never have aggression, you will never have map control, your enemy can always dictate the game. I think that's simply not great RTS gaming.
It's one hypothesis coming in from the chat is, I think, pretty good. We've got a person out here, Voltiono, I don't know how to say your name, my friend, but maybe DauT was trying to hide the skirmisher production, hoping that Viper was going double ranges. Maybe, but that's a really big gamble from DauT to go double range skirms. You should have at least eyes on a range before you do that, I would think. But I don't know, maybe that's the case. DauT is committed to this now, so we're going to have to see if he can make something out of it. Maybe this is the new meta. Probably not, but maybe.
Well, but the Viper, DauT scouted the early barracks from the Viper, so he knew that a Drush or M&A would come. So he always needed to show mass skirmishes. So it was impossible that the Viper, for example, is going for 9 archers and is suddenly getting caught off guard. Maybe he can go into 3-4 archers, but the Viper always has the scouting intel.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me just say thanks to Jimmy Mullet, my real life buddy, with a massive donation. Thanks very much for that, man. The alerts aren't on today, guys. I hope you understand that because it is a hot and heavy situation. Couple scouts out for the Viper. He's going to be able to pincer some of those skirms, but DauT will chase him off with a couple of spears. DauT may try to dive in here and annoy the Viper's eco a bit more, denying the Viper ability to wall up. The blue player, by the way, is adding in some archers to go with his scouts.
That's kind of sloppy play by the Viper, losing all his scouts for nothing. Kind of surprising to me. And 2 HP on that Spearman. That was sloppy play by the Viper.
Yeah, not ideal at all. The Viper does finish the wall off in time to keep the skirmishers out. We are seeing the castle age ticking up for the man in blue, the Snake, the guy who feels like he's been unbeatable in 1v1 tournaments for a very long time, is getting pushed to the brink here in Game 7 by DauT. DauT with some interesting choices with his skirmisher play, and we'll see if it works out for him. For now, the Viper trapped inside of his ranges with archers, skirms kind of breathing down his neck. DauT's going to send more villagers as well, Nilly.
Yeah, and Viper instantly scouts them. Will find 1 kill on the way. More army pushing forward. DauT is playing this somewhat feudal age all in. Still not on gold, sending more villagers on stone. DauT is really going with his head against the wall. Let's see how Viper can defend this.
Hey man, this is what Game 7 is for. The chips are down, you gotta go for it. DauT's ready to gamble. He's gonna come forward with a tower. That first tower is a launching point. His skirmishers can slow the Viper's tower a bit, but I think it's just out of range. Viper for now is not too threatened by this, is he?
Well, the thing is, Viper only has 3 aggressive villagers. So whenever he tries to build a tower, the Viper can always build the tower quicker.
Yeah, the Viper built a tower about 1/3 of the way and then stopped building it, very cleverly deleted it, and now he's going to try to counter DauT's newest tower. After deleting the foundation, he gets some of the stone back, so Viper can build another counter tower if he needs it. Viper on the way to Crosswoman, he's going to sneak those units out across the map, and he may find some damage at DauT's base, but it's going to be a very difficult time for Viper to do that because there's a lot of skirms on the map for DauT.
Well, 1 knight around as well, so only chasing with skirmishes is not an option.
Oh, yeah.
Only charging in with pikemen neither. But DauT is actually going up to castle age without ever going on gold. What are we witnessing?
DauT is breaking the game here. He dropped to market, sold a couple resources, trying to get up. For now, DauT is going to take some stone on the right side of his map. I'm very interested to know if the Viper knows about that stone. He does, so maybe the Viper palisade scouting a bit will be able to raid that stone. We'll find out. Siege Workshop coming for the Viper. 1 TC play for the Snake, 1 TC play for DauT. It's a very interesting moment. I mean, I think the Viper has a nice unit composition. DauT really does have a ticking clock, but maybe DauT here has still got something left in the tank.
Okay, let's see. Those 2 knights alone can actually take out quite a lot of skirmishers, but, well, lots of spearman production now going for a second barracks here as well. So DauT is somewhat prepared. He's playing this like Byzantines.
Yeah, DauT here does look like he's going for the full-on trash play. Second barracks is coming down, as you said. He'll be able to get spearmen out at double the rate. Viper is unable to stop DauT, who is slowly rolling toward Viper's base, but the Viper does have a mangonel coming, Nilly, and this could be a very useful mangonel. 1 big shot on these skirms and spears could slow this down a lot. There's the Viper popping out, does hit the spears with a glancing blow. For now, those spearmen are going back. Yeah, and DauT evades most of the damage there.
Well, yeah, got 2 solid hits off, but, well, still getting out alive with most of his. Now going into the eco upgrades first, before trying to upgrade to elite skirmishers or pikemen. So trying to regroup, only 2 villagers behind, but obviously wheelbarrow and handcart behind. So the better eco surely on the side of our player in blue.
DauT's ready for a castle. May not mean that he's going Huskarls, but certainly a castle would help him. He needs to solidify his ability to take some of these gold piles on the front. So I would have to expect that it's going to be there, but I would have to be wrong because DauT is actually going directly to the north with villagers. Is DauT coming forward to drop a castle on the Viper's face?
Oh, the answer is yes. 3 villagers already. And that's so weird to start with 3 villagers and then send another 8. Oh, that's just always showing your enemy what you're going for. And now the defensive reaction for the Viper is to go into the longsword switch. Interesting. Oh, but Raid in the back.
Oh, yeah. Viper showing up at that back wood line at a good moment. He may not get a single villager out of it, but he will idle the only safe wood that DauT had inside of his eco. So maybe DauT needs a new lumber camp underneath his new castle. DauT is rolling forward with a monastery. The Viper already went long swords, and he's already going scale mail armor. Do you think it's an overreaction, Nilly, or are we definitely going to see Huskarls here?
We're definitely going to see Huskarls. DauT is playing this like... He will add 3 barracks, he will go anarchy, and will try to push this with one single push full of Huskarls. He has no wood control, no extra TCs. This is all in. As all in as it gets.
DauT, as we said, is willing to gamble in this situation. We'll see if it pays off. We do have Bodcanero in on these skirms from DauT, who are coming back to try to clean up the Viper's crossbows. DauT should be able to win back his eco, but he has blundered a couple of vills that he didn't need to. Actually blundering several vills now on those farms that he didn't have to lose. DauT's ready for that big push. The Viper is hoping to sustain against it. It's 2 TCs for the Viper, a couple of longswords out already, a couple of knights, and a couple of crossbows.
Oh, 10 villagers behind, 17 villagers idle at the moment. DauT's eco just in shambles. Yeah, he will clear up the crossbowmen eventually, so that's good for him. But those Huskarls really didn't do a lot of damage, and well, now he's sending Huskarls back to the already cleared up crossbowmen. Kind of a double kill.
DauT again getting the villagers out a little bit early and losing a couple more vills. It just feels like he lost about 4 or 5 more vills there than he needed to, but of course he needs to get his eco rolling again. DauT has a lot of spears, he has a couple of husks, he has a bunch of skirmishers. Viper right now on 14 military. Maybe DauT can push in, but the longswords are waiting in the wings, so it's going to be a tricky push for DauT.
Yeah, Viper is so prepared here. And he's not even walling the front again. He has enough time to wall and just build like 3 houses to be safe again. But he knows, well, if he attacks with Huskarls, that's great for me. Then I can use my longswords.
Yeah, absolutely. Viper is ready for this. He did plenty of damage with those crossbows to get an advantage. DauT has been very interested in making big, aggressive plays this game. We'll see if it can still pay off, but for now, the Viper seems to be pretty solid. Player in blue, Viper is getting a little bit of stone in the bank. He could drop a castle at some point. Does have a bunch of gold to work with, but a little bit lacking on food if he's thinking about Imp. It's still pretty early on in the game for that, but the Viper's eco is miles ahead of DauT's.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's still Wheelbarrow and 10 card ahead, right? That would be really surprising if we see... No, Wheelbarrow is on the side here for DauT. And, well, Viper, does that know about the longswords? Just maybe DauT only saw the crossbows. And now he's charging in for the GG moment.
Well, DauT is going to put the chips down on the table. He's going to go for it here. By the way, the upgrades are +2 for the husks. We've got +2/+1 for the skirms. We've got a couple of monks in the mix and a couple of pikes in the mix. Viper is going to bring his longswords into the fray. They will soak up a good bit of skirmisher fire. Viper's bringing everything into the mix. He will have a mangonel as well supporting from distance. DauT putting down some damage here, but not nearly enough. The Viper certainly absorbs this aggression kind of with ease, Nilly. And DauT...
Even clicking him and the defensive castle so in his
DauT
face
really
here.
running out of steam there.
Oh man, the kind of triple win. Better defense there with longswordsmen, faster imp against the castle, and having berserks against Huskarls. The Viper is ahead in every aspect of this game.
Yeah, and this might be one of those situations where when the Viper hits Imp, that's when DauT will give the GG. There's not a whole lot of a road back for DauT. He knows he's behind economically. He knows the pressure is on for him to make a push. And of course, he still has the foundation of that castle. Once Imp is in, you can just build a Treb and start working on DauT's castle in this situation. Mr. DauT is going to try to find a way to do some damage with this army that he has, but it's really unlikely for him to do that. It looks like it is GG already for DauT. GG, congratulations coming in from DauT. Viper will win this series 4-3, Nilly. Man, what are your final thoughts here on how this one wrapped up?
Well, the Viper, in the end, it just feels every time when it's super important and the Viper is or needs a good map and a good Civ matchup, he gets it. It was in King of the Desert, in Battle of Africa, they played so well. They outsmarted the enemies, but he's really showing up with favorable spots and then plays them to perfection.
I think the Viper played the veto and Re situation pretty nicely here. I think he did take a nice advantage into the last game because he still had a Re left. If DauT got a better Civ than Viper in this game, then Viper would simply have Re'd out of it and got a new Civ. So DauT making a lot of big plays in this tournament, really pushing the Viper to the brink. But game number 7 goes to the old stalwart, the guy who's been winning all these tournaments for so long, Mr. Viper, the Snake. Big congratulations to the Viper for the victory. Let's pop out of here, Nilly, and see if we can wrap things up by saying good game to these guys in the chat.
You mean in TeamSpeak? Maybe go to them.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a couple of last words from these two guys.
I will pull you in TeamSpeak if it gets to that.
All right, the Viper is saying sure that he'll come in for the words. Let's see if let's just go to TS. That's a little bit easier. I think you're.
Will be TeamSpeak. I'm waiting for you. I can pull you in the room. Okay, I will leave here. Here's it.
All right, guys. We will.
Okay, so that was it, and Mr. KBAC finishing his great tournament, and we will have the winners interview, maybe with DauT as well. And I kind of need to. I thought at one point I needed a list of everything, all the maps there that we played and all the matchups. Let me see. There he is. Oh, it was unrated. I cannot look them up. That's unfortunate.
All right. Let's see. Nilly pulled me into the room, but these guys are muted, so I'll mute.
Hey.
We'll wait for the right moment.
The right moment is now, my friend. No?
Hello.
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 Am I mute? No.
Yes, you're mute.
We can hear you.
Oh, DauT is coming too.
Oh, great.
Noise. Wait, is Kirby? Does he hear us?
Yeah, he is here. No, he can't hear us apparently.
That's weird.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha, guys. Thanks for waiting.
Does he hear us now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll update the scoreboard for people out there. We will see the Viper carrying this one to victory. Nilly, I'm going to let you take the lead on this interview. My brain is absolutely fried, but I'll just first say congrats to you, Viper. You are the winner of the KBAC Arabia Cup. Congrats.
Thank you. Hello, DauT.
And DauT, I have to congratulate you. Second best player of the show match. Of the tournament. Congrats.
So much this weekend, Nearly. Let's go.
KBAC, we have kind of an echo here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what? We had some so weird scenarios. I should have made a list there.
Why? What was weird?
Like some of DauT's choices.
That's always weird.
Okay, let's go. Like first game was Burmese against Goth. We don't need to talk about that.
No,
Why?
no
Let's
thanks.
talk about
No
it.
thanks. No
Let's
thanks.
talk about that game. That was a fun one.
Why?
What happened in that game?
You snuck archers, man.
And what else happened?
Aramba, man. Aramba.
Aztec against Burmese wasn't interesting. What were the interesting ones? Ah, I should have wrote them down.
There were no interesting games, man.
Why don't we have any records of that? I'll match that.
It was a great interview.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised that I have to do it, so. Okay.
No, you don't have to do it here. Am I still echoing a bit, guys?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
I don't hear myself anymore now. It's fine now.
Okay. Good.
So DauT has not had
First
to
of all,
jump in and out
congrats
of
to the Viper. DauT pushing you to the brink there in the 7th game. Little bit of laming going on from the Viper. We had that one super long
A
turn.
little bit.
Dude, you stole 4 sheep. You started
That
it.
was accident, man.
Accident. You don't steal 4 sheep by
They
accident.
saw it. I found everything and I passed by.
Dude,
Like, why
I
not
wasn't
take
going.
it?
I wasn't going to lame you, but missing those 4 sheep. There we go.
Actually, I would give it back if my start wasn't so late. I was like loom right away, 6 pop.
Well, don't steal my 4 sheep, and I won't lame you, man.
Only way you can beat me, it's fine.
Oh boy.
You're Norwegian, it's okay. MBL Viper.
Yeah, very great set of games, guys. Really enjoyed it. My brain is cooked after 11 hours of streaming now. But I first want to say thanks to you guys for all of these great matches. DauT taking down Say My Name in the round of 8, taking down MBL in the semifinals, and then winning 3 of these games in the final. What's the most memorable game for you in this tournament, DauT? Which one are you going to remember?
Chinese against Laos, I chose that one. that was my last chance because he had the 2 restarts. If he got to the last game, I knew he would win. Like he would aim to get like gods against Vikings or whatever. But the 2 he had 2 restarts, and I knew I would most likely lose last game. So, and he had really big chance to win that. With my Arbalest push, I failed it. Actually, I realized later I had turned Arbalest in my freaking siege tower. If they weren't in siege tower, oh man.
Excuses, man.
Also went to the fight too early. I should focus that first fight in pre-late. If I win it, I win the game, and I think I could have won it. Actually, I'm sure I could have won it. With 10 Arbalest and wait until armor, and maybe not switch to Chukunos, but switch to carry instead. That would win the game.
If I killed all of DauT's Aramba in game 1, I would have won.
I didn't say I would kill units. I say my mistakes, man.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, man.
It's my mistake. Nothing to do with you. You got destroyed by my early Imperial Age, man.
What?
I hit 10 Arbalest in my siege tower, man.
That's not my problem, man.
But
I
just
raided you to
saying.
death, man.
But after that, it was over because
You're
I
too old
my
and slow,
initial-
man.
Well, kind of true, but still. That first Imperial Age fight, if I won it, you would never be able to get out of your shitty little base.
Dude, I had like 189 vills. I was gonna spend hustle forever.
Later, but first fight, you will never get back to the game. Should wait more for that one.
Neely and I were joking about it, how it looked for a while like DauT was going to take that series. There was a pivotal moment there. I believe it was DauT up 3-2, where we were thinking, oh man, he's going to push this, and he will never let the Viper forget about this victory. But now I guess it's the Viper with some bragging rights. Yeah, I mean, we were cheering for you, DauT. I'm sorry to say, Viper. There's a lot of people here cheering for DauT, praying to the Lord. But
that's fine. He hasn't won for a long time, so.
It was so close, man. Actually, I really wanted to win this one.
Dude,
I
Tato,
didn't even stream. I wanted full focus to win it. Yeah, the Chinese game, oh man.
Tato wrote to me and said like, I can't lose because he will be offline for a week then. Couldn't listen to you if you won this.
It should be best of 5, best of 7 is too long, so I won't.
Stop crying. Then I would have used my Reese earlier.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to say that.
I didn't use a single Reese.
Yeah, I know. Just saying, best of 7 is too many goddamn games.
DauT, what made it so special for you that you wanted to win this tournament so badly?
Because Viper is acting like he's the boss of all of us. Like he decides he's bad. I need to put him back to his place. I need a Spartan Cup. I don't think. Sorry to say, Nelly, but people will not take it too seriously there. I think.
Oh, I will. It's not DauT who wants.
and all that.
DauT is just you, man. Everyone else will take it serious.
We will see. Well, obviously we are all going for the win, but in bad condition. Did you take Clan Masters? Did you take Clan Masters in China? Seriously?
Well, that was different, man.
I think it will be same here.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, we will see.
I don't think there's that amazing of a place where we're gonna go in Hamburg.
You wanna say Germany is boring?
No, but like compare that to where we went in China. We didn't want to go home from that.
So
In
wanna-
Germany, you're gonna be with Jordan. I'm like, fuck.
Oh
that.
yeah.
Go to bed.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we already tried it. Yeah, only
Yeah,
Tinder there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next, okay, get me revenge in this
Yeah,
platform then. Yeah.
Yes.
You're
At least you can beat Jordan there.
Yeah. Oh, first round.
Oh.
People in chat here asking, DauT, how did it feel to have your good friend Viper just relentlessly laming you in those last couple of games?
Good friend. He went to you could see the pressure on him going for the lane, like walling and stuff. That's why I really wanted to win the Chinese game. He played it with walls, with laming. Chinese without the
You're
ball.
complaining that I played with walls. You walled every game as well.
I know, but you're like always never wall in the normal games. Now you try so hard.
Well, if you didn't steal my
Pushing you
4
and
sheep,
beating you would be
No.
able to drag forever.
if you didn't steal my 4 sheep, you might have had a chance this
It
series.
was accident.
You don't steal sheep by
But
accident.
they were
man.
just there sitting like 4 ships. I didn't plan to do that. I didn't send scouts right away like you to the lane.
I didn't. I found all my resources and then I went for you.
Want me to check record game?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I can ask them. They were expecting.
Yeah,
No.
they know.
How about the Koreans game, Viper? You obviously got the Koreans. Nili and I were pretty excited about that, thinking that it was going to be a masterpiece for you. But it did run out of steam in that game. Any comments on that Koreans match?
Well, all his resources were in the back. It was a super good map for him to defend Koreans. And he was walled after 4 minutes, so it was kind of hard to get in there.
And I played better.
Dude, you almost lost, man.
Almost?
Dude, you were so far ahead.
You almost lost all the 4 games you played.
How'd you let it get to Imp, man?
Because I let you get to the imp, man.
Yeah, thanks.
For more intense game.
Thanks, man.
Like beating Viper in the imp. That's the plan.
Oh.
Well, guys, really, really amazing series. I much appreciate it. If Nili wants any questions, he can definitely jump in and ask them. But I feel pretty satiated. I'm ready for a long nap. But big kudos to you guys for a really, really fun tournament. Thanks for everything. I'll play a couple of your hype songs on the way out, unless Nili wants to jump in with another question.
No, it's fine.
All right, guys. Really great series. Big ups to you, Viper and DauT. Thanks again.
Thanks, man. GG's.
Thanks for making this event.
Yeah,
and
it was fun.
Nearly doesn't care about us. So.
All right. I will jump out of here then on the TeamSpeak. See you guys later.
Bush Knight.
Let's freaking start the game.
That was it.
This is so long.
See you
I'm
guys.
just so tired, man. I need something more.
And why don't you
relaxing.
resign? Like the Aztec Burmese was over after
Yeah,
40